Sox kicked off a 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox with a 14-2 win at Fenway Park. Wilyer Abreu added a pair of homers. Jarren Duran went deep as well. He drove in a run or two. Sox win their 6th in a row. They play the White Sox again tonight. Adley Rutschman arrived yesterday before the game. He's happy to be playing with this team now instead of against it.
You know, they're playing the game the right way and doing things right, and it's cool to watch from a distance. And, now being here, just like I said, just trying to fit in and help out in any way I can.
Sox also moved some players off the roster to make room for newly acquired reliever Eric Miller and outfielder Eli White. Romy Gonzalez sent down to AAA Worcester. Pitcher Ryan Watson designated for assignment. Former Red Sox outfielder Rob Refsnyder was released by Seattle yesterday. As for the Patriots, they went through another training camp practice. They were missing Carlton Davis, Morgan Moses, and Reggie Gilliam, among others. The team will hold a walkthrough this morning. It is closed to the public. And in other NFL news, Baltimore has signed top wideout and former BC star Zay Flowers to a 4-year, $140 million extension. And Chicago has re-signed starting right tackle Darnell Wright to a 4-year, $116 million extension. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by East Coast Metal Roofing. Right now, during their Beat the Summer promotion, Sports Hub listeners get 10% off the cost of a new roof. Call East Coast Metal Roofing and never replace your roof again. 844-611-ECMR or eastcoastmetalroofing.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Diving effort. He's got a breakaway. The backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot.
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5
Anchorman, heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Remember 8 Mile, right? The last rap. You remember what he does? I told these boys I was bringing it today.
Hey, baby, 8. Good stuff.
I'm not taking this victory lap.
Kinda.
It's just like,
There you go. The straw that stirs the drink, Aaron Rodgers. He told the boys he would be bringing it, and he brought it.
Exhausting. It's the only way I could do. Like, you have to go out to dinner tonight. Oh, all right. I like going out to dinner with Aaron Rodgers. Oh, I'm exhausted already.
So much of it is his delivery, too. Like, he's so laid back and sure of himself while he's just babbling on and on and on.
remember 8 Mile, right?
Remember 8 Mile.
I don't even know if I disagree with anything he said, but it's just the way he says it, or just
I know.
like, because I was told he was talking about Fauci, and I didn't even listen to it. I didn't even listen to what he said. I just hear the way he was talking about. The hell did we play him talking about?
It was. Oh no, it wasn't Fauci.
This is how deep it is.
Yeah.
We did a whole break on it yesterday.
Diana Rossini.
Right.
Yeah,
Rossini and very
But then,
He didn't say anything.
and I was like, "Oh, cool! Like he's gonna like drudge everything back up, and it will be interesting." But he like didn't even like go all in. He just said that ESPN was crappy because they didn't cover the Rossini thing, but he never said Rossini, and he never said Vrabel. So, again, I understand why he's mad at all these places, even though he was making $1 million to go on ESPN. So I don't know why he's so mad about that. But I can understand why he's pissed off because, again, he was getting a lot of crap from me as well. Because we've made this comment before. You can have one conspiracy that you're an expert at. One. I don't care what it is. They faked the moon landing. Fair enough. The Kennedy assassination. Great. Even if you want to go, the drug companies are screwing us, and that you shouldn't ever get immune. Whatever you call it, a shot, a vaccine, right? Fine. This is a free country. You can think what you want, but you get one.
You get one to really go all in on. If someone else brings up one of these other things that you're interested in, you say, yeah, but I don't know as much about that. But back to this whole pigman thing.
Yes.
This is what I've really dug down on, and this is what I'm passionate about.
And I believe he was on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about how he had learned about like all these different conspiracies as an undergrad. And I'm thinking, I don't remember one thing from college. And I didn't play football. And I don't remember one thing from college. The idea that in your undergraduate studies you got such an incredible amount of information on such a wide variety of topics is horse crap. And he's 42 years old, 43 years old. I mean, he remembers stuff from when he was 19 years old that he studied when he was 19 that you haven't been like practicing. And then he goes like, oh, I read books about it. I mean, we've all read hundreds of books. If I gave you a book that you read 20 years ago and said, hey, read it now, do you think you could read it now and still be like, oh, yeah, oh, I didn't know that? Like, I got news for you. You could, because I've done it. Like, I've been bored and been like, or something's occurred to me and I've like taken a book off the shelf and I go, I don't remember any of this. Oh, hooray for me. Mine doesn't work like that. Unless he's, Stephen Hawking or something, which I highly doubt. You don't remember stuff just by reading it one time. You remember like loose ideas and things like that. But and if you like devour books, like if he's this like super intellectual man of great curiosity and you're just devouring books on various subjects, there's no way that doesn't make you an expert at anything.
Let me tell you something about some people who devoured books, because I live with one of them constantly, right? The book a week minimum, right? Oftentimes that person will start reading a book and get several chapters in before they realize they've read it before. You can't. The mind only has so much room.
Yeah.
I mean, because, it gets to be laborious to, because this dog I have is so boots on the ground that I got to be, I got to be moving around with this thing all the time. And
like Fallujah with this dog. Right.
And, there's only so much 98.5 The Sports that one can listen to. So, I'll move to these, I told you, the Audible books. And it can be laborious to just keep buying books, because I'm getting to the point where even though I'll listen to anything, I'm like tapping out of some of these things because they're so bad. So I've like started re-listening to books, and there'll be sections of the book that I go, okay, yeah, I remember all of this. But 80% of it, I'm like, oh, okay. But look, maybe everyone's smarter than me. That's very possible. Or certainly has a better memory than me, but not by like 90%. Like whatever damage I've done to my brain, whatever deficiencies I was born with, I don't believe that the general public or Aaron Rodgers has like 90% more brain than me. That I have trouble with. If he has 50% more brain than me, then he's still not remembering all this crap. It's just, I'm a little tired of, it's a very internet-y thing, like where everyone is somehow experts on all these different topics and these different conspiracies. It's, again, if you have one that you're, all I was about to say nuts deep, and you can,
Good thing you didn't say that.
Fair enough. But again, and it could be as kooky as you want, but if you've really like spent a lot of time on it and this is like your passion and you really believe it, at least it's interesting to hear what the person has to say. And you go, oh, okay. Like, even like I've had listeners go crazy about the flat earth, and everything they say to me seems ridiculous, but whatever. They're like really into the earth being flat for some reason. Fine. But you can't do that and then go. One of his things was like that aliens had built skyscrapers. Like that if you go into like relatively modern buildings, like 100 years old, 200, like 100
Chrysler Building, I think, was one of them.
Like these, in the span of human existence, a speck of time has gone by since they've been built. This is not, the Dead Sea Scrolls or something. This is something from, there was pictures in all radio and all kinds of stuff when they were built. And that if you go into them, you can see that they weren't really built by people. And again, if you are doing that and then opining on medicine and space,
yeah,
I mean, come on, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And the idea that you want to get on, like say that Pat McAfee's the most popular show in the world, and they go, okay, we'll give you can talk about whatever you want for an hour a week on our show during the football season. So you got like 16 weeks, 17 weeks, so you can say whatever you want. Just sit down and we'll just chat. Wouldn't you want that? Would you, first of all, want to talk for an hour? And second of all, wouldn't you think about what you'd want to talk about? Would you want to even talk about politics or conspiracies? Like, why would you choose those two things to talk about, unless you were some kind of like advocate or,
a lobbyist and you're getting paid to do it.
Right. Like, it's just like you're just opining on horse crap.
But you're not in the right headspace for this. Aaron Rodgers comes from a place that none of us, as a matter of fact, 99.9% of the population can't relate to, which is, I'm an expert in all of these things. The public has had the wool pulled over its eyes for so long. Here's my chance to educate everybody. And to get to that point in your life, because you can throw a football and because you're one of the better players that's ever played the position, you think that somehow relates to regular life. I think that's where Aaron Rodgers is. That's where he has been for all these years. And that's why he agrees to talk about things for an hour like this, or has in the past. And that's why he's taking a victory lap that isn't necessarily needed.
Right. And then when he chose not to get vaccinated.
He had a cocktail of zinc and all that stuff.
But that's fine. But he could have just said, I feel it's a fairly simple argument, is that I feel that it's my right as an individual not to be vaccinated. I don't want to be vaccinated. And they're like, why? It doesn't matter really why. I don't want to. So there you go.
No.
And then what? There's really no argument to it. I mean, you can't make the guy. So that's the argument. I don't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it? It doesn't really matter why I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to put that in my body. For whatever reason, I don't want to put that in my body. But it's not safe for everyone else. Fine, then don't like me. But I don't want, for whatever my reasons are, I don't trust it. I'm not trying to tell you not to do it. I'm not trying to do anything. I don't want to get it. And then what are you going to say? You can't go, oh, no, you got to do it. No, it's his own choice. He doesn't have to do it. He doesn't want to do it, but instead you got to tell everyone not to do it.
That's a rational way of thinking, but again, getting into this guy's headspace is dangerous. A lot of Aaron Rodgers' life is performative on the field and now off. You remember there was some BS rumor about him considering a run for vice president or whatever it was. The more I listened to him speak, the more I realized that he was actually serious about that. He thinks that he would be a great leader. And while that's not even close to the realm of truth, that's the way he looks at things.
Well, here's the deal with things like vice president and president are going to be, is you're going to have to be kind of a psycho to even want to do it. Like the idea that you're going to get like these like brilliant guys wanting to be president, I think is an antiquated notion. Because if you were really, really smart and really, really wealthy, I think that the last thing you'd want to do is be president.
Correct, because you get blamed for everything that goes wrong in the entire world.
And you're actually kind of smart enough to know, like, I can't really game the system.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to, and wouldn't you rather just pay off politicians and try to influence politicians from afar? It seems like you get a lot more work done that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of grease the wheel.
Yep.
And then you kind of lurk in the shadows. I mean, like, Elon Musk isn't in government, but he seems to have a lot of say.
When Aaron Rodgers retires, he will at least consider a run for some office that he thinks that he's good. He'll be like Kurt Schilling. Schilling thought he could run for Senate, and then he held a fundraiser and nobody showed up. That'll be what happens to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has a lot of ideas. He's got a lot of ideas about the way everyone should be running their life. So he's going to try, and I don't even know what his home state would be, but he's going to run for an office of that state. And he'll hold a fundraiser, and no one will show up, and then he'll finally disappear.
Well, Schilling was very smart to pick Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you go where your bread is buttered, and obviously with his, what I would presume to be his platform, that's ripe for a state like Massachusetts.
There was that time that he was in like City Hall Plaza or wherever, and he was having an outdoor rally, and there's legit like 11 people there.
Mm-hmm.
There might not be 12 people there. And he goes, well, it was raining. And you're like, well, okay. Well, you're not winning anything.
Like,
you can't get 11 people in the rain.
If you're popular, I don't think that matters all that much.
No, and you're running for like senator. You need like a lot of people to vote for you here.
Do you remember all the people who said that Tom Brady would be like the perfect next athlete turned senator, politician, maybe make a run at the presidency one day? Look, he's so good at the podium and so well spoken. I'm like, stop it. And there were people like covering him at the time and said, look, he's fine. Tom Brady's like, whatever. Good guy, bad guy, doesn't matter. No. If you talk to him for long enough, you realize he's not that. He is not this great thinker and orator that he's been made out to be.
He surrounded himself with the right people that probably told him,
Well,
you're out of your mind to do this. You can be far more successful this way.
I don't think it was ever a possibility for him, because what he gravitated toward instead was taking a TV job and now making a move into wrestling, which I know it's all turning into wrestling now, but like a serious person who has to, even the politicians today have to take on serious issues and go to meetings and sit down and have grown-up conversations. And I don't think Brady's that guy.
I don't know. I don't know what the future of higher office is going to look like in the modern world. And maybe if you're famous enough, it doesn't matter, and you can people just go, oh, you're famous, and you have a lot of followers on Instagram, so automatically you have a leg up. I mean, that's not ridiculous. Is that like, well, so-and-so's got, 1 billion followers on Instagram, so already, like, we have the eyes and ears of 1 billion people, so we'll just run them, and that's like how all our advertising will go. It's all free. And we get in the heads of the vast majority of the population just by putting out an Instagram reel. Oh. I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
No, I guess not. Schwarzenegger was governor of California.
Yeah, Jesse the Body Ventura, governor of Minnesota. Yeah.
Schwarzenegger and Ventura aren't dumb, though.
No, that's especially Ventura. Not dumb at all.
Well, I don't think. I would have gone. Schwarzenegger was the smarter one. Schwarzenegger. Well, I just liked his politics, but he was like kind of like a.
Did you like him diddling the maid?
Yeah. Well, you can't say diddle when diddle speaks of like a crime. He was.
Well, if you
she
could
was
say,
an adult.
Well, I thought you meant by FCC standards.
No.
If you could.
No, I said it makes it sound like a crime. Like diddled makes it sound like he did something like illegal. No, he just banged the ugly maid.
All right, good. As long as what you're,
In fact, him banging that maid is great. If you don't know,
Mr. Balls Deep over here.
I said nuts, which doesn't sound as bad.
He said the other one, who was way better.
Did you say nuts?
Way
I
better.
said
He said
nuts, which doesn't sound
way better.
nearly as bad. So there's a reason I said nuts. I never say that in conversation. That's I don't use that phrase. I could explain nuts deep. It's just peanuts, but not as much with the other one. So
A ball pit.
well, there you go. So if you don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they had this like weird looking kid, like an adult kid. And I'm not making fun of a child, like an adult kid, and people were like, "Huh, that's odd. Like, where'd that kid come from?" And it turns out that he banged this maid in his house, and what's great is she's objectively unattractive. Like it's not me being cute or mean.
No,
like,
just from an empirical standpoint.
right. Like if you just symmetry of the face, like things of that nature. And what that says to me is he was just like horny, and she was around, and he's like, "Let's go do it. Come on." And then he just like didn't wear a rubber. He was like, "Yeah, okay, like I love it." But no, I don't think he was dumb. But yes, I think that well, look, Spencer Pratt was very close to being mayor of Los Angeles, and Spencer Pratt was a terrible reality show star. Like on a show that I don't even know if I ever saw. I don't even remember the name of it, but I mean, he, made enough noise where people thought he was going to.
Big Brother, I think.
No. It was the OC or something like that.
Oh, The Hills.
The Hills.
That's it.
Yes. And he sucks. And he almost, he made some noise in the LA mayoral race. So you never know. I mean, Spencer Pratt, that's pretty bad. And, at least Aaron Rodgers is, professional football player famous. Spencer Pratt was on some reality show of my generation that I never saw. I just know he sucks. That's all. He was like a villain on a reality show. Like, I bet you the situation could be win a house seat in New Jersey.
Oh.
I bet you anything he could. Paulie D could do whatever he wants, but he's got the DJ gig. It's too much. It's too much for him.
Yeah, he's not going to walk away from that.
No. But the situation, he's got a whole fleet of rehab centers now.
See, now that you said this, I want this to happen. I want him campaigning up and down the boardwalk of Ocean City, New Jersey. I want that.
You don't think Snooki could get like if Staten Island has like a congressional seat or something like that?
I'm sure they do.
But just Staten Island, I don't know. But you don't think Snooki could get a nomination for one of the parties?
I think she could, but she seems more like first lady material.
Yeah.
Kind of like
that would be Gianni is the president, which and Gianni or Giovanni or whatever.
I just see her in more of like a in the office of protocol, taking care of the ins and outs of the social calendar of a high-powered politician,
like a Lady Bird situation.
Thank you, Jackie O.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I guess the Jersey Shore has finished things up. Like their last season was either happening or happened, and even I tapped out. And I watched the first run of Jersey Shore at least twice, because I watched it with my daughter all the way through when she was younger, and it was a glorious, glorious show. But it got to be so boring. They started going on vacations together, and they're like married with kids, and who wants to see that?
Nothing else to do. They've done it all, right?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But I told you I know the lawyer of the one that's still kind of interesting. I even forgot her name. Not Snooks, not JWoww. Oh boy, I'll have to think. I'm sure everyone's on the edge of their seats. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Local 9 put up a few runs.
Did they ever?
They wore out home plate last night. We'll be back in just We are show by name of Toucher and Hardy. And what happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, you go. You tell me what you want to do, baby.
Red Sox home last night, taking on the Chicago White Sox day after the trade deadline wrapped up, and some changes made. Some changes have been made to this team. The team that couldn't score runs during the first half of the season now takes care of it early and often. First inning with a run already on the board for the Red Sox. They're up 1-0. Caleb Durbin.
Swing and a drive. That one sucked high and deep. It's going to go into the monster seats for a grand slam. How much fun are we having? 5-0 in the blink of an eye. Wow.
Put it this way. We're going to go through some of the highlights from last night, and we are not going to include any of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 8 runs scored in the 6th inning. No, that's not too many. It's not that many. I think it's 4.
6. They scored 6 in the
I knew it was an even number.
Yeah.
Why not? Well, because the first inning alone, you had the grand slam from Caleb Durbin. You had Jarren Duran said, "Oh, that looked like fun. Let me see what I could do."
And there's the drive. Way back to right. That's gone as well. The Sox go back to back.
I've never seen anything like it. I never have. They just don't lose much.
6-0. 7 batters in the bottom of the first inning, and it's 6-0.
420
Delirium
feet.
at Fenway Park.
420 feet over the Red Sox bullpen.
Of course.
Because, of course, Jarren Duran hits a home run. Fred, just to give you an idea of how the Red Sox are doing things here, there's runners on first and third in the first inning, Wilson Contreras at the plate, and a guy, the starter for the White Sox, throws a breaking ball about 6 inches off the outside corner. And Contreras swings at it. Most times you'll see a guy roll it over, ground ball to shortstop, double play, ends the inning. Nope. He lobs it into center field for a base hit. The run scores, and then Durbin gets up and hits a grand slam. Second inning, Red Sox have runners on first and second with 1 out. Fly ball to center field. Runner on second tags up, goes to third. The runner on first is Abreu. He's got the play in front of him. The fly ball reaches the edge of the track. Abreu now, with 2 outs, decides to tag up and go to second, where he's thrown out to end the inning and kill a rally. Doesn't matter. They go and get 6 runs later in the game, and they win huge.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. Nothing matters now.
Blank to the second, third, and fourth, and then, 5th inning. I figure, well, it's time to start scoring runs again. So, Will Abreu.
There's a high, deep drive. That's way back, and that's gone. Will Abreu at number 18. The Red Sox take a 7-1 lead. 3 home runs tonight for the Red Sox.
They had 4 home runs on Sunday night. It's not just the small ball. They're doing that too, but now they're launching.
As John said, it would be 7-2 when they went into the 6th. No home runs in the 6th inning, but they still managed to put 6 more runs. They batted around the order. It lasted forever, that 6th inning last night. And then,
go get yourself a sandwich. Come on back.
Yeah. So it's 13-2 by the time they go into the 7th. No runs scored there, but then Will Abreu once again in the 8th.
Swinging a high drive, dead away center. Back he goes, and that one is gone. Willier with another multi-home run game. Blast off time for him, 19. Don't look now, but a lot of guys are starting to drive the ball on this team.
Yeah.
Out of the yard.
419 feet.
Yeah, Abreu, lost in all of this, Abreu has been slumping at the plate, and he hit 2 home runs last night. Just in time, he's getting hot again. And when he is hot, the lineup changes. It's really something. Patrick Sandoval started for the Red Sox last night. He wasn't particularly good,
No, he's
but
bad.
but didn't give up any runs. I think he gave up 10 base runners in 5 innings and gave up a total of 2 runs. He pitched out of some massive jams where the game was still within reach.
And because of the offense, he picks up his first major league win. Red Sox, the winning streak is now at 6 games. They have won 24 of their last 27 games.
Okay, during that streak, they have a plus 72. They've outscored opponents in the last 27 games by 72 runs. They've won their last 15 games against teams with winning records. They're 15-0. They're 14-4 in their last 18 home games. Remember how much trouble they were having winning at home earlier this season. And during that stretch, the Red Sox lead the American League in homers and in ERA.
Yeah, they've been very, very good. I wouldn't want to play them.
But they haven't. Last night was a bit of an anomaly because they didn't come from behind. They had to come from behind in the previous 6 wins. Last night they took the lead in the first and never looked back en route to the 14-2 win.
Yeah, the White Sox conceded the game. I mean, they were like, we're not wasting our bullpen, and they made the poor kid stay out there for 5 innings.
I really wanted a position player to pitch. That would have been one of those games last night.
Yes, I mean, because both pitchers got shelled. So, but the White Sox were just like, okay, well, chalk this up. We didn't win it. We didn't do anything at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
We're just going to kind of limp into the postseason.
One other thing, Brian Bale was perfect over the last 3 innings as a reliever. I think he has an ERA of over 10 as a starter this season. But after last night, he's had 42 innings of relief this season. He has an ERA of .64.
High leverage situation last night.
No, I know, but he can do it, but only in certain situations. That is weird.
It's almost like it's mental.
Yeah, kind of.
So you say, Fred, there's 75 million guys that throw 95, 96. Why are they not major league pitchers? Well, yes, it's mental.
Yeah.
He can't handle certain situations. I don't know if I trust. I'm certainly not putting Bayo in a high leverage situation in the playoffs, and they're obviously not planning to.
By the way,
given that they gave up Meyer for a middle reliever or a back end reliever, not a closer.
You look at the Red Sox starting rotation right now. Bayo's the next guy up if someone gets hurt. There's really nobody else. So, as I say, they're walking a very thin line here. You have to hope that everyone stays healthy, or Bayo's going to be forced to pitch the first inning, which, as we all know, he can't do. So,
well, I don't even know if they're. I wouldn't. Again, if it's a 3-game series, I'm not trusting Bayo to. But they might win the division, which is funny, because realistically and mathematically, that seemed like an impossibility. I mean, obviously, it seemed incredibly impossible, but who knows? I mean, if they can stay this hot for another couple weeks, I mean, every win that you chalk up is another. You can afford to start losing some series and stuff like that. You don't have to be perfect. So, I mean, you have a streak like this. You can survive a couple downs, which wasn't the case until recently.
Sox are 5.5 out in the division, but Tampa had to get 2 in the 9th and 2 in the 11th to win last night. Yankees won. So 2 out for the top wild card, 5.5 behind Tampa.
That Yankees game last night might have been an hour and 45 minutes.
That's right. It was 2-0, right? So,
yeah, but it was like
quick.
I looked at because they played the Cardinals, and I looked at it, and it was like in the 7th inning at like 8:30.
5.5 out with 50 games to go.
50 to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Still doable.
It's doable. Well, yeah, if you're playing like this, yeah. I mean, they would have to be incredible because it's not
sustainable. I know.
But it's 5 weeks now. So
yeah, but that's kind of the point I'm making clumsily, is that it doesn't have to be sustainable. Like, you go on a run like this, it just is obvious, but it gives you a lot of breathing room. Listen, the chances of them not making the playoffs are very, very slim. The teams behind them are not powerhouses. I don't know if they're in any danger of losing their 5-game lead in the playoffs. Now, they're neck and neck with the Yankees. That would be a very interesting series because you have a team that's like extraordinarily hot against the team as we've discussed. And by the way, the Yankees bullpen's good too. I hear people kind of on the fence about it, and I have no issue. I would have no issues with the Yankees pitching staff.
Healthy on paper, that's a better team.
Bednar has found himself finally a closer for Pittsburgh who wasn't good last year. Is very good this year, and their setup is good too to go with that starting rotation we're talking about. If they get Judge and who's the Dodgers outfielder?
Bellinger.
Bellinger's supposed to be back long before the season's over. No one's sure about Judge. But if they get both those guys back, very difficult to beat that team anywhere, whether it be here or there. Not easy.
I don't know. The way they're playing now, I wouldn't want to play the Red Sox in the playoffs. This is a little bit of magic. And, the White Sox are a good team. No, they're not a bad team.
Yeah, same record, basically the same record as you.
Yeah, you destroyed
division leader.
And you went out and you were active at the deadline. And they weren't, and Tampa really wasn't, and you did a lot more than some of these other teams. So you've invested in the team. There's very little to complain about. Unless you think they gave up too much, but who cares this year? That's a problem for another day. Why not? Why not go on a little bit of a run? Who in the AL is so good? Who's so much better than you right now? No one.
We had Bill Koch on, and Koch was saying that the only team he really fears playing the Red Sox in a series would be the Yankees.
Right. All right. Well, and we'll see how that whole health thing works out with them. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
Caleb Durbin, a grand slam. Red Sox blew out the Chicago White Sox in the opener of a 3-game series at Fenway Park, 14-2. The Red Sox got 6 runs in the first and 6 in the sixth to blow this game open. Wilyer Abreu, 2 homers. Red Sox will pitch Sonny Gray against the White Sox tonight. They have won.
We are Toucher and Hardy, and football is getting ready to get started in the Hall of Fame game. The Arizona Cardinals' first game of the season is coming up on Thursday. It's a little exciting. I mean, everyone, the NFL season's the greatest. Everyone knows that. Carson Beck. So I see Beck to start for Cardinals in a Hall of Fame game, and I just see Cardinals, and I'm like, oh, the Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals, I'm not, I'm browsing headlines, and then I look and it's like, oh, it's the Arizona Cardinals. Does anyone know who this is true? And I looked it up. It's not an error in the article. Does anyone know who the offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals is? He is the offensive coordinator. He is the offensive coordinator. He's not an assistant. He's the offensive coordinator. Think of modern day offensive coordinators outside of Patricia and Judge.
I was just going to guess it's not Patricia, is it?
No, Patricia's the highest paid defensive coordinator in college football.
Oh, that's right. He's at Ohio State.
I want to say something. Let me look it up real quick because I don't want to sound stupid.
That's fine. Because it would resonate with me more than any of you, but you know who the person is.
Jim Bob Cooter.
Worse.
Oh.
Worse. Oh, yeah, a million times worse. I
said resonate with you. I thought Detroit.
You're barking up the right tree.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, I don't know how this is possible. I highlighted it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, well, I was
Who
wrong.
is it?
So I Googled it to make sure there wasn't an error in the article. I'm being dead serious. It's that amazing.
I don't
He is an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
He's been a head coach.
Oh, okay. So all right. So he was an OC for the Jets. You got to go back a couple years.
Schottenheimer?
No.
Oh,
all good.
The Rodgers took him.
Yes.
Why can't I think of him?
It doesn't really matter, but
Buddy's grandson.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Hackett, right? I would have
Nathaniel Hackett got a job. That is mind-boggling. He was fired in the middle of the year. He was demoted in the middle of the year in a disastrous year.
Right.
He had no idea what he was doing.
He was a head coach for a moment too, right?
Right, and he was fired almost immediately after he was a head coach. But you can understand these things. But he was that was a good team. He was on paper a good offense that he was the offensive coordinator on, and they demoted him midseason. And he had Aaron Rodgers, 4 years ago, where Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be okay. Oof. The Arizona Cardinals, he's their offensive coordinator. My God. Woo.
No.
So Brissett is the starting quarterback.
And Minshew's the backup. And they're resting both of them, and Carson Beck, who's, in fairness,
the
23 years old.
The Pied Piper and Jake's Minshew.
Man.
All right.
Carson Beck.
So Micah Parsons is getting ready to come back, and I don't know if he wrote this.
I think it's very realistic. I just gotta put the work in. We gotta get to the point where I'm feeling great, and we all say, Micah, you'll be in a really good phase. Is it possible? Yes. At the same time, in these next, how many weeks is that? Was it 10, 12 weeks from now? We gotta do our part to make it possible, but it's not off the board. But we got to put the work in.
Okay, that was not the clip. I thought I pulled the wrong clip. There was one where he's talking about not worried about the injury. People should be worried about him,
right?
And now he's going to play.
Parsons tore the ACL early December, late November. But the key to all of this is his new team, Green Bay, plays Dallas week 6 of the regular season.
So don't be worried about my knee. They should be worried about the anger and the fury that I'm going to play with.
But that cut there was I could probably make it back for Dallas. I'm not ruling that out. He's making it back for Dallas. You remember how bad that breakup was between him and Jerry, and their agent. The agent got involved, and it was really ugly. You think Parsons is missing that game? Not a chance. He will be there.
It's funny because the Green Bay season might completely hinge on when Parsons comes back. I don't know outside of a quarterback if another team's as indebted to a player as they are. Parsons changes everything for them because they're very, very mediocre defensively without him. He might be the most important defensive player in football. just based on the situation and the talent.
Oh, yeah.
He's very Arvell Reese, like they say. They're saying Arvell Reese. You can't. He's not an edge rusher. He's not an inside linebacker. He's not an outside linebacker. He's Micah Parsons.
I like that. Someone else who felt disrespected before leaving their former team, Jaylen Brown, streaming for a very long time.
What, he streamed last night?
I believe it was either yesterday morning or the day before.
Maybe he'd been at a wedding.
I missed it.
Not ever have. I'm more inspired to win than anything because I feel like I've been a little bit disrespected in this process for whatever reason for people that I thought valued me and everything that I brought to the team in the city. I found out quickly that may or may not be the case. So
no, it's not the case.
I want to win more than anything. So I'm looking forward to that journey, that approach, the leadership, the sacrifice, and whatever it's going to take.
Oh, there's no doubt he was disrespected, completely disrespected. I mean, he's been disrespected over and over again. The league disrespected him. No one wanted him.
And in case you've been traveling abroad this summer, just a reminder that Jaylen Brown now plays for the Philadelphia 76ers with LeBron James.
So he's getting disrespected.
I mean, you say it out loud because now it's just like, that was a couple of weeks ago. It's absolute insanity.
And if you want to go further in the disrespect route, the team he ended up with has got Maxey, he's got LeBron James, it's got Joel Embiid, and it's got Edgecombe. So he's nowhere near the main player on that team.
I'll say third option.
And with the possibility, at best, and with the possibility of being fifth, because I don't know how Edgecombe's going to develop. I mean, Edgecombe, there's a very loose possibility of him being fifth, but best case third, worst case fifth.
Think about how much time he had the ball last year, and everyone likes those advanced stats, usage rate, whatever. He is going to be standing for the majority of his time on the floor on a wing, waiting for LeBron to decide what to do. That is his role. LeBron's going to be the point guard of that team. We found this out a couple of weeks ago.
Which I think is actually very smart.
Very smart to do.
Because LeBron, say what you will, he obviously knows basketball and sees it in a way that these other guys don't. But if I have Maxey on one wing and Brown on the other wing, the ball's getting in Maxey's hands more than it's getting in Brown's.
And that's the other part of it. When LeBron is off the floor, you got a good look at this during the playoffs. Maxey's a thoroughbred. He's faster than anyone else with the basketball. I put that ball in that kid's hands, number 2.
Yeah, he's got an extra gear that is very difficult. He stands out on a court. And he's a lot different than Brown. I mean, his very quick.
Jaylen Brown's scoring is going to go down. His shots are going to go down. Oh, boy.
No one wants. I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, you know, a lot of times this is like Tom Brady nonsense about like being disrespected like 15 years before he had been a late pick, like whatever. But no, Jaylen Brown was completely disrespected. The Celtics didn't value him. The league didn't value him. The 76ers went out and got LeBron James after they got him. Like for whatever reason, and we've been over this, our job... maybe John's is, but our job, especially with the NBA, is I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I will observe and I will acquiesce to people that know far more than me. But I've never seen a differential between what writers thought about a player and what the league thought about a player than I have in this Jaylen Brown situation. And not locally, just locally either.
The contract plays into some of that. The contract plays into some of it.
But fine. But on the floor, he's on a team where at best, again, he's the third option. Yeah. And at worst, he's the fifth. The league did not want him. And by the way, there's plenty of guys now that make as much money as Jaylen Brown. Again, if Cade Cunningham... And I know Cade Cunningham's 5 years younger, but if Cade Cunningham was available for trades, every single team would want him. Like, it's just an example. There's players in the league, superstars, all NBA guys that everyone would want. Mm-hmm. And Jaylen Brown's not. If Tatum was available, everybody would want Tatum, but he's not. Brown was available and no one wanted him. They just didn't. Guys way worse theoretically than Brown went for more. That whole Utah situation, the kid from Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, he went for more. My goodness. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. I had a bit of an incident yesterday. I forgot about it, but we can talk about it. Yes, we can talk about it. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Thuppets video coming out very soon. Was that the last piece of the puzzle that had to be put together, Hardy?
Well, that's the end of
filming.
Primary photography.
Right.
Principal photography has now ended.
Now you got to get with the editor.
Now we get into editing, we
Yeah.
get into post, we get into mixing,
Sure.
we get into color filtration. There's a lot left.
But in terms of the actors, they can all go home now.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap on the shoot.
Okay, so the shoot just ended.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to the lab.
Yeah.
For the post-production work. And then we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
All right, so that should be out, what do you think, this week?
It could be as early as tomorrow.
Oh. Yeah. Well, you're dressed for golf.
Yeah, and I've got an interview to do later today.
With whom?
I don't want to say too much because it hasn't happened yet. I'm going out there kind of like on a whim trying to get something.
Oh.
We'll see.
Oh, boy.
If it happens, it's going to be a bit of a coup.
No, this is for the 98 Sports
That's for the Sports Hub Golf Club.
All right, so is it? Can you tell me, give me the kind of what the person does in a macro sort of way?
Very close to a major figure in the golf world. This person is
close to.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it a professional golfer?
It is. The major golf personality is a professional golfer, and this person is very close to them.
Is it someone who carries a bag for a very high profile person?
I would say closer.
Oh, swing coach.
I fear I've said too much.
Mental coach.
Oh, Duvall used to go to Rollins to get his head straightened out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Duvall fell apart?
Oh, yeah, I do.
He used to go to Rollins.
He was right there with Tiger for a while.
Get his head shrunk. And all right. So we look forward to that. The interview more than anything.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to get out of the bag because then it's going to be a whole mob scene at the golf course. Are you going to a golf course or are you going to...
I'm going to a golf course.
How far from here?
50 minutes.
50? Yes. 50?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Is it in the Cape?
No.
Okay.
No, we're going inland for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know?
No, I don't. If it's not the Cape, he's not going north. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to spoil anything for the night. Ryan, do you know who he's interviewing?
No, I've been kept in the dark on this one.
Whoa! Kept the executive producer in the dark on this?
You're riding solo on this. You don't want anyone to know.
This could go all sorts of ways without the input of the guy in charge over there.
I don't know if it's going to happen.
Okay, if you what is your fear of saying it? If you say it, you fear that the person's going to
It could
flip
blow
out
the whole thing up.
because they don't know you're coming.
Oh no, they know.
So what are you worried about?
An interview has not been necessarily talked about yet.
Are you playing golf with this person?
Yes.
Ooh.
All right.
And now, is it in a tournament or are you just playing for fun?
Just playing for fun.
Interesting.
So it's not a professional golfer.
No.
Is it the parent of a professional golfer? It's a parent of a professional golfer.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh my God, Hardy. Is it that guy that listens to the show his dad?
This is why you didn't tell Ryan, because Ryan would have said no.
It's the Ryder Cup guy. The guy that listens to the show.
Shut up. Just shut up. Shut your stupid deducing mouth. Just shut up.
That was pretty slick of me. Admit that was all right. Admit that I did a good job. Could you at least hand it to me that? I know you're going to get mad, but admit that I did a
I'll
good
give it to you.
I did a pretty good job there.
I'll give it to you.
That was really good.
If I could only remember the guy's name. He's famous. He is. He won the tournament in Cromwell 2 years ago.
Oh, all right. I got it. Yep.
Yeah, you don't want that guy flipping out knowing that you might interview him.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's got a...
You're going to queer the whole deal.
I apologize.
He might have been a captain of an international tournament.
Well, yeah, he was. I said the Ryder Cup guy
Yeah,
from around here.
yeah.
He listens to the show.
Yeah.
But he also listens to the other sports radio stations.
Oh,
so
we don't like
we
that.
got to get that in
Yeah.
line.
Well, maybe that's what you could do. You could force him just to listen to this station.
There's not forcing anyone to do anything, John.
Well, I will need your opinion on something, but first,
Yeah, you said you had an incident yesterday.
I did, but before that, I do want to address this. My son and I were in Maine, Orono, Maine. He's going to be going to the University of Maine. We were meeting with the baseball coach, the baseball staff over there, touring the facilities, and I flew. And I'm getting all heat from all corners on this, which I'll admit, I put myself in people's heads and I go, I guess I can see, because like for some people, driving long distances is like enjoyable. Even my friend's dad, Mr. Heller, he like loves it. Like he like loves driving.
My friend Steve, who you've met, drives frequently from Michigan to St. Louis for meetings. Loves it.
So to me, that's crazy. See, like I like flying because you don't have to do anything. I think you guys are aware of this. Like I'm like that with that tournament in Cromwell. Like I don't have a problem going. I just, when it comes down to like going to the actual tournament, I don't want to have to think about it. It's maybe like even like a neuroses. I don't know. I just would prefer someone else do it than me. But this is Freddie T is correct because there was. See, it's one. I understand it being weird, okay, but then there's just like stuff that's not right. Like, and this is someone from Maine, okay. Freddie T is correct. Good morning, Fred. This is at 2:12 in the morning. This has kept the man up at night. You were absolutely correct about the truth being somewhere in the middle of a drive from Boston to Orono, not being arduous nor a simple 3.5-hour trip. At some points during certain evenings in the summer or poor weather in the winter, it can easily take 6+ hours. I am from Central Maine and recently moved back. Flying Cape Air from Logan to Augusta is my preferred method for a weekend in Boston. It is cheap and easy, hachi-machi, but it would still be an hour plus drive in a rental there from Orono. P.S. You are already better than Adam, Adam 12, who came in here and was mystified that in order to connect flights, you fly a little further from your destination, which was embarrassing on his part. Adam, who's not been on a plane in 15 years, he was like, you flew to New York to get to Maine, which, again, if you're talking about driving, I understand that being odd. But just in terms of flying, like, yeah. Like, you fly to New York to get to Egypt. Like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Sometimes planes take off.
But that's the wrong way.
Exactly. This is not by a lot. I mean, I didn't fly to St. Louis to go down to Maine. I mean, it's a half an hour flight. Look, in terms of real time, I get it. I understand why it's odd. And my son and I happened to look at how long it took there when, for whatever reason, it said close to 6 hours. And we were like, well, if we could fly, let's just fly. It was his idea kind of too. But whatever. I see it being weird. But this notion that it's 3.5 hours is just false. There's no way.
Sarah from Everett. Take her at her word.
You know, and she used to date Mario Andretti.
Right.
So you're better than Adam because in Bangor, you say Bangor, Maine, the Maine way. He insists upon being incorrect on the pronunciation Mainers use in the state that interloper claims to love, as he is incorrect on the nature of modern flight. All love to Adam, just breaking balls. That's from Kevin. So, I mean, Adam had a good point. He was standing on solid ground. I even knew that. But then he tripped up on the flying to New York thing, and you're like, oh, my goodness.
Just the sheer number of trips that you will be taking back and forth up there. I mean, and it doesn't even really start for another year,
Plus, yeah,
right?
More than a year, yeah.
Yeah. You have to investigate all methods of back and forth.
Yes. But it did. I mean, I know my son was getting crap from his friend's parents. Like, it's just, I mean, in a nice way. But, like, it is interesting how that, and I do understand it. Now, okay. Here is what happened yesterday.
Oh.
It wasn't long enough for a whole break. So, I go to let's say a drugstore. Mm-hmm. And, I have my kids 5 days. It's basically 5 days on, 5 days off in the summer. They stay at one house for 5 days, the other for 5 days. There's some back and forth. It's a very loose affair, but this is the case. So when it was weird because I was in Maine. I had my daughter and son last night just for one night. So I said, I will get ice cream for my daughter. And so I'm running around. I actually had things to do yesterday. I stop into this drugstore, and here we go. There's one lady behind the counter, but that's good news. There's only 2 customers in front of me. Very good. For whatever reason, which I do come to find out, the woman goes like, I'm not doing any voices, but I'll just use my own voice because I don't want to cause any trouble.
I hope it's Asian.
But no.
Do an Asian voice.
Not doing voices. That means you're going to see this person again.
He's negotiating a contract, so he wants my numbers off the book.
Okay.
So this woman is not built for speed, and she gets out from behind the counter, and she goes in search of the manager. And I know this because she goes, I'm looking for the manager.
All right.
I'm looking for the manager.
All right.
She walks around for, let's say, 5 minutes, and she comes back with the manager, and they both slowly make their way back. The manager goes and starts dealing with this man. Now, this man, I know all of this. I'm standing there with 2 pints of ice cream in my hand.
Yeah, what was the issue?
He had gotten film developed from disposable cameras he had found around the house. And so him and the manager took a trip down memory lane. Going through the photos. Now, while that's going on, the man in front of me is mailing a package. And now he has a QR code on his phone. He's got everything under control. They just have to scan the QR code. So he's getting pissed. So they scan the QR code, and she stands there for a couple minutes and nothing happens. And the guy goes, hey, like, what's going on? And she goes, let me see your phone again. And she does it again. The other people are going through photos, and the guy's ripping up the photos that are just not good.
Oh, okay.
But they're having the time of their lives. He knows her name.
Yeah.
They're vibing. So they can't print out the label of this thing. So the girl goes, she walks over to the woman who's going through the photos with the man, and they have a brief convo, and the woman decides to unplug the thing that makes the labels and plug it back in. Now we're sitting there.
Hard reboot.
Yeah, and so for a third time she tries it. The manager goes, why don't you take now there's like another guy behind me, why don't you take the 2 customers and while I deal with this, and then I'll get that label printed for you. She completely ignores that. She tries to do the guy's label again, and then for whatever reason, she removes herself from behind the counter and starts walking away.
Oh.
So I go, F this, and I fling the ice creams into the air onto a shelf that is not for the frozen foods. I just go, F this, and LeBron them up in the air. But the problem is, I mean, it was unbelievable. Like the contempt. And I was a terrible employee, and I did not care about the customers at all.
Yeah.
But there still is like a really uncomfortable
I was going to say at some point, it's so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable.
You are forced into doing the right thing.
Right. Right. I would have been like, I never would have left. Like that was and I didn't say anything. And like, that was like, I would not have left. I would not have left at that. I don't know where the hell she was going. It was insane. It was insane. The lady had told her, like, okay, 15 minutes. I'm holding frozen ice cream for 15 minutes. I'm just standing there. It was remarkable. And the funny thing is this isn't my preferred place to go, but it's a place that I go a couple days a week. I can't go anymore. I won't go anymore. It's just the amount of obstinance was just unbelievable. And these are like adults. Again, if these were high school kids, I would not have done that. Like, I wouldn't have done it because I would have been like, I was the same way. I do have like a long leash for these things because I worked retail and I didn't care about it and I was terrible. But when she left again, 15 minutes, there's 2 workers at a certain point and 2 guys in front of me. One's being helped. They're going through photos. They're having a chat. It's unbelievable. And F the guy, and he's like a guy that you see at Red Sox games that is like an adjunct professor that you could tell never gets out of the house and can't figure out how to buy a beer. He was like that kind of guy, like a mothball smelling guy with glasses. Just like, and he's like, just like no thought of like a lot. I would have been mortified sitting there going through the pictures with the effing lady.
Interesting thought experiment. Let's develop this film and these cameras.
I should not know what the hell he was doing there.
No.
I saw the photos and he's like, nope. And he's like ripping that one up. And they're chatting and having the time of their lives. If that guy, it's a lot of the blame's on him too. Because if I would have been...
Please help these people behind me.
Yeah, I would have been like, I got to get out of here. And he was buying stuff. Yeah. And that was another thing, is he had a stack of like brand bars. Like, things like the adjunct professors, eat.
You got to nosh on those during office hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but I said, F this.
So,
and I LeBron'd him.
Okay. Okay. I want to know just a little bit more detail about the ice cream. Obviously, these were sealed pints.
Yes.
Okay. Did you literally throw them up on a shelf? Did you place them on a shelf?
I didn't throw them like high in the air, but I did not set them down either. I released them into the air and they landed on the shelf.
So total elapsed time.
With like the batteries and the nicotine replacement products?
More like a Hostess situation.
Okay. Point of purchase. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Like right behind point of purchase. Okay. Yeah, like I flung.
I think I know what store you're at. There's two, and I think I know which one you're at based on the two cashier situation.
Oh. Well, it didn't have a self-checkout, which is a big...
Oh, I know exactly where you're at.
Now that eliminates...
You're at.
Okay.
If it didn't... Because, if I own these stores, I'm like, I need to get self-checkout. I don't care if it increases thefts by 50%.
Well, you end up losing half.
Exactly. Like, it's just... I got to hand it to him to piss me off. And I know you're a grumpy dickhead, like all these things. I understand. But I do have a lot of sympathy for people in service industries and people that work retail, because I did those things and I was worse than 99.9% of the people that ever, like a waiter I'll never get mad at, like ever. And I don't expect, like, when you're a cashier to like have, a drive to succeed and like be good at your job. Like, I understand that. But there is a point where when I go, if I wouldn't have done that, like, this is really bad. You said total time, John, without exaggeration, is close to 15 minutes as you could get.
Okay. That's a lot.
Well, it's also like embarrassing at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the loser with 2 pints of ice cream at 6:30 at night.
If you're standing at a checkout and there's only one or two people ahead of you and something takes 5 minutes, that seems like an eternity.
Well, I started to feel like a loser. Like, I was the loser because I'm standing there because these guys, at least one guy's got to ship something. So he's got a reason to be there. And the other guy is just a maniac because I know why he's developed pictures. Like, he's insane. So I'm the loser with the 2 things of ice cream that I don't really need.
How badly did you want that ice cream afterward, though?
Well, we just ordered it from Scoop and Scootery.
Okay.
And got it
All
delivered.
Right. As long as you still got ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Ian Brown is going to join us. We will discuss your Boston Red Sox in just a moment. Toucher and Hardy. Ian Brown covers the Red Sox for MLB.com. He's kind enough to join us again. Ian, hello, sir.
How you guys doing?
We're doing well. I mean, what a tale of two seasons for you. All of a sudden, you got hot stuff to cover. This is very exciting.
Yeah, I've never seen one like this. I mean, just when it went from so bad to so good in the same season. It's still like kind of surreal because you thought the season was over in late June, and then all of a sudden they go on this run that just keeps going and going and going, and you keep waiting for it to end and then to cool off a little bit, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's crazy how long this run has lasted, and it made them go in on the trade deadline, which you can listen. What they gave up is a question for another time. I mean, they definitely improved the team this year, but I'll start with this. The most interesting thing out of all of it is giving up on Meyer. This had been advertised that they had this triumvirate. In fact, we have something that we can do at a later date. Just how much people were all over this triumvirate of Campbell, Meyer, and Anthony. And now they've given up on Meyer. Campbell can't get out of AAA, and Anthony maybe he'll be a huge star. Who knows? But were you surprised they gave up on Meyer so quickly?
Not really, to tell you the truth, just because I watched this kid the last couple of years, and you just weren't seeing any improvement offensively. And the other thing is the injuries. I mean, this is going back to the minor leagues right now. Every single year he's had something. So he can't make it through a full season. He can't hit off speed pitches. There's a little bit of, I felt like, almost an attitude about him where he kind of felt like he sort of carried himself like a first-round pick. Like, even though he hadn't done anything, like, it was kind of just like this look on his face, the way he walked around, like, he thought he kind of thought he was special, and you're like, where is the talent to sort of back that up? So, yeah, not really surprised. I think that, he and Roman were very close, and I think maybe they thought that he wasn't the greatest influence on Roman Anthony either. So I just think there was a lot of play here. And so to answer your question, no, I wasn't surprised that he got traded.
Well, it sounds like it was very justified, but my question is that he's the fourth pick in the draft. When they take him, everyone's like, this is a coup. This kid should have been the first pick. He's this tremendous, budding superstar. And I understand that prospects don't pan out all the time, but is it taking a high school kid? Is that like what the problem is? Like, how do you misjudge things by this much? And not just the Red Sox, but just baseball in general. How do you misjudge talent and attitude that badly, and then where you end up, the guy basically flames out 3 years later?
Yeah, I think that the 2020 draft and the 2021 draft, those were screwy because of COVID. Mm-hmm. Like, these teams weren't getting the same looks at these guys they were in the past. They had limited exposure to these players. The teams did the best they could evaluating, but it was such a weird time for scouting talent. So I think that had something to do with it. And look, there's a lot of first rounders over the years who haven't panned out. Baseball, unlike all the other sports, it's really unknown when you get to these amateur prospects. You do the best you can. The science is a little better now than it used to be, but it's not exact. And they just don't all pan out. That's the way it's always been. And you look at you just look at that big three, like you said, and now we're down to hopefully the big one with Roman Anthony. But yeah, it's just that's just the way it goes sometimes.
There was talk of like upsetting the team chemistry in the midst of this run, but I've heard this a little bit, Ian, and you're just kind of talking about a little bit more the way Meyer used to carry himself, and there's some of that with Anthony too. The fact that he's been sent away for his rehab. I'm wondering if, their absence and now the complete absence of Meyer isn't, maybe overall a good thing for the team. Certainly wasn't affecting the team not having them around before, and going forward, just bringing in some new players. Yeah, it'll be different, but it's not like they're going to be missing out on anything by having Meyer gone, at least when it comes to, like you said, the energy around him.
Yeah, he wasn't adding a whole lot to the equation when he was healthy or when he was not healthy. And it's interesting to me. I mean, you can't blame the whole early season struggles on Meyer, but it is interesting that this whole run they've been on kind of started one game after he went on the injured list. Because he was kind of a hole in the lineup. And his defense, which was supposed to be his calling card, didn't think it was anything special at shortstop. And he had that game the day before he got hurt where he coughed up that what should have been a double play ball in Colorado, and that led to a tough loss there. So it just wasn't getting it done on either side of the ball. And I think that, I think what you have to be careful of is you trade these guys, did they get the value they could have gotten? Well, if he held on for longer, he could have lost even more value. So you did get rid of him at a point where, you could still get something for him, where you saw with some other prospects in the past, Bobby Dahlbeck, maybe Tristan Casas now, where you kind of hang on to them so long that they're not really worth anything anymore. So I think that they traded Meyer while they could. In this lefty reliever, they got Eric Miller. A lot of people don't know about him, but a big power lefty. When I say big, I mean 270 pounds big. But they were really missing, a power lefty in the bullpen. That was the one thing their bullpen was missing. So I think that they did make a good trade with Meyer getting that lefty reliever.
We saw Eric Miller last night. He is an enormous human being, like you were talking about. But you guys.
He makes Tolley look small.
Yes, he's a very, very large guy. But you guys also saw Adley Rutschman, who showed up, and you had a chance to talk to him before the game. Do you get any sense of how soon we'll see him actually playing?
I think they were all very leery to say anything until he talked to the team's medical staff, because he hadn't met up with them yet. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be that long. He's already started swinging in the last couple of days. So I think that, the hope is that he goes on a rehab assignment within the week here. So I'd say, within the next couple of weeks, you'll see him, say like mid-August 15th. Somewhere around there, you'll see him back with this team.
Well, that's not a long time at all. And you guys are talking about Roman Anthony. I saw something before the game that I perked up at. Roman Anthony's taking batting practice now, and Garrett Crochet's actually throwing. Are we going to see these guys?
Well, Roman Anthony, I would say you are definitely going to see him this season. He's now taking, started with the tee and flip work last week. He's taking now, yesterday he was taking BP off like an actual pitcher throwing overhand to him in a batting cage. So I know small steps, but it seems like the next thing will be when he can progress to taking BP on the field and hitting up what they call the traject machine, which is where you can simulate a major league pitcher. Once he does all that and he passes all those steps, then he's ready for a rehab assignment. With Crochet, it's not as clear cut because he has to go on a whole progression, basically a spring training progression for a pitcher. He has started throwing again at 50 to 60 feet of distance. They'll increase that in the coming days. And then hopefully you can just keep him going where he can throw side sessions and then some live BPs and then see what you got. But it's going to be a while. He's going to need to pitch for a while. So you're looking at best case for Crochet, late regular season return. And, Anthony, I think you could see him at the beginning of September. So Crochet is just a lot more delicate as he can have another setback. The shoulder's just a much trickier thing. So, yeah, things are definitely trending upward with Roman Anthony right now. So that's a really good sign because adding that bat to this lineup, that gives them another added element that makes the lineup deeper.
Just real quick to finish things up, is there anyone in the American League that you would be afraid to play if you're the Red Sox right now?
No, absolutely not. I mean, they've proven during this run at least that they can compete and beat any of these teams. I mean, they swept the Rays in 4. They swept the Yankees in 4. They swept the Dodgers in 3. I mean, the best team in baseball. So, no, the Red Sox, with this pitching, if this pitching holds up and, they stay relatively healthy the rest of the way and you get Rutschman back in there, I think that, they're as good as any team in the American League. And the interesting thing to me, they lead the American League in home runs since the All-Star break. So for all the talk about how this team didn't have power, which was true, now they're now they're showing power. So they really can beat you in a number of different ways.
Chad Tracy talked about it last night, talking about the team's identity of it being that of a power hitter. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The 2026 Red Sox? Yeah, that's what it's turned into.
I know. Wilson Contreras is close to a career high in homers. I think Durbin matched his career high last night. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, Durbin's he's been the centerpiece of this entire run, really. So that's a whole other thing right there.
All right. Well, Ian Brown, read him on MLB.com while the Red Sox are in the middle of this incredible streak. Ian, thank you so much for the time, sir.
All right. Great being on with you guys. Thanks.
All right. Appreciate it. Interesting. The 2020 and 2021 drafts, the COVID rears its head again. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be like 90. You're all decked out.
You think he cares about the weather? You think he cares about anything?
I dressed for leaving the house very early this morning, so I got layers.
Yeah, but you have now. Does this golf course require pants?
It does not. Now, have you played with anybody, or do you know anyone who will only play in pants because they feel it's a more professional, or that's what a real player would do?
I think you can answer that question yourself,
Okay.
Marty.
There's two guys I know. One guy who only wears pants when he plays.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he also dress up as medieval knights and things?
No.
Get cosplaying a golfer. I like that.
Let's pretend that we're at a fancier course.
But it's a weird thing too. If you're any kind, if you're in the business at all,
Right.
my friend Rob works at a course down in Florida. He comes back up here to play with me or play with his dad. When he shows up at another golf course, he's always wearing pants because as a professional, and he's not on the PGA
No,
Tour
but he's a golf pro.
He's in the business. That's kind of expected. You wear pants when you show up to play golf, even at someone else's golf course. That's what you do. To me, that would be awful.
Yeah,
awful.
But you're wearing pants because you're looking to make a statement today.
I'm wearing pants because it was. I don't like wearing shorts to work, just in general.
Yeah, you don't got because you would have to be compared to these gams.
Well, it's right next door to the flip flops thing. We're super cash. It's like, no, you're going to work. Put closed-toed shoes on and put your long pants on.
No,
like a big boy.
No, we're renegades. We can wear flops.
No,
the problem is
you
never.
Can't, just because you can do it doesn't mean it's to be done. That's number one.
Is Albuquerque hot?
Yeah.
And you never wore flip-flops. Oh, Vegas is hot. That's right. So you never wore flip-flops.
Never. Not once.
Because if you talk to anyone who's ever lived in Florida, the one thing that gets in your blood is the flip-flops. Now, I haven't been wearing them as much this year. But and I know a lot of people. If you've spent any time in Florida, as much as you might try to resist it, the flip-flops, they call to you. They call to you in the summer. You got to kind of give in. Buffett style,
Only if your activities include water should you be wearing flip-flops.
Well, I mean, John's water sports here every day.
But not at work.
I don't know.
So around the house,
it's a little different.
Flip-flopping around.
Yeah,
that I get.
Footwear's optional there. That's not necessary.
Andy, go ahead, sir.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys, and I couldn't help but notice that you haven't made a direct reference to Maine Justice. You guys have been talking about Maine, and even the problems that you're having at the stores. It's like this all deserves to be in a court that is based in Louisiana in Maine.
Okay, so this is an SNL skit you're referring to?
Oh, yeah, it was Jason Sudeikis and Jamie, what the hell is his name?
Right, it's called Maine Justice, I understand.
I was lost.
I had no idea what he's talking about.
Well, I have the advantage of the call screener. He was saying that the travails of the Maine trip are remind him of a skit called Maine Justice that was on SNL.
Okay.
That was on Saturday Night Live that I don't recall.
All right.
All right.
But I'm telling you, it's sticking in people's craws.
Yeah.
It's driving versus flying. It's got everyone. It's got everyone all My son, they're going after my son.
Attacking your family.
They're attacking my family.
Sneak preview of the email segment. Jeff says he has one thing to say. Fred should look into helicopter share programs.
Oh yeah, you heard about LeBron. That LeBron's going to live in New York City
and then fly to Philly for home games.
Yeah. Well, helicopter.
Take a blade.
Yeah. So
which I only learned about from Uncut Gems.
Well, remember when we used to have the guy that covered the Jets on, and he lived in Philadelphia, and he covered the Jets, so he drove up from Philadelphia.
Was that
every
Manish?
day. Manish Mehta, yeah. And so, right, like when Carton apparently had the big gambling addiction, like they would. Oh, I know Anthony from Opie and Anthony Cunha, they would helicopter him out to Mohegan or whatever, which one of those. But he would get, because you're a high roller, they helicopter you out. LeBron's going to live in New York City. He's going to helicopter to games. So, yeah. If I had access to a helicopter, I'd use it constantly.
Yeah. Probably have the helipad on the roof of his building, for God's sake.
I mean, if those New York City luxury high rises all have helipads on them. Oh yeah,
I gotta believe that once you do it like a few times, because I'm not afraid of flying. I'd be real nervous getting in a helicopter, and I don't know what their safety record is versus airplanes, but just anecdotally in my own mind, seems like it's not as good. Oh, it's still safer than driving. I'm sure it is. Do you want to be taking a helicopter regularly?
I could get used to it.
I don't know if I would.
The first few times I'd have to numb myself out a little bit, but I could get used to it.
Especially when you're at home and you get to practice in like 25 minutes.
Now, I have no desire to fly my own plane or my own helicopter. Like I know people who have parents that have fly like small aircraft.
Yeah,
and they're flying all over the place in these small aircraft. But I'd prefer to drive than fly myself. I don't want to learn how to fly a plane. I don't need that responsibility. The whole idea is to have no responsibility. That's the golden thing is just to have nothing on the plate. Someone else takes care of everything. That's the dream. That's the gift of flying. And yes, if I had more money, I would love to have a helicopter. I'd love to have a driver. I'd love to never have to do anything.
Anytime you see someone on one of those helicopters, you see him putting the headset on.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that's required for safety purposes. Like, if you have to be wearing a headset.
I think it's
while you're riding in one.
So you can hear the pilot. The noise is so loud.
Okay, but I don't want to hear the pilot.
Okay.
I wonder if you still have to put one on.
It seems like, yeah, because everyone always has them on.
Right?
And they're not just to keep the sound out, I would guess. I don't know. Bill Burr flies helicopters.
Let's ask Bill.
I have his phone number.
Right.
I'm sure it still works. He's the kind of famous. Did you see what happened to Zolak? Did you see this?
Yes.
So Zolak, this is pretty funny because they made a video out of it. Zolak has been grumbling. He talked about this on the air, so I can talk about it. But he's been grumbling. I don't know if you know this, John, that Tom Brady was mad at him. Tom Brady's not getting back to me. Tom Brady used to text me 5 seconds after I texted him. He was
so much so that he had figured out what he had said that pissed off Brady,
which didn't make any sense because it wasn't even bad.
What did he say?
I don't remember,
because that couldn't have been it.
It couldn't have been it. Like it was nothing. Like it was absolutely nothing. And so, it turns out he was texting the wrong phone number because Tom Brady changes his phone number on a regular basis.
Right.
It's like my friend that made friends with Kid Rock back when Kid Rock was just breaking out as an artist, and he would get drunk and call and go like, Bobby, Bob Ritchie. He'd call him up and go, like, Bobby, and Kid Rock would answer the phone, like, hey, Axel, yeah, great to see you. Da-da-da-da-da. And then month by month, it got a little more difficult to reach out to Kid Rock. Then all of a sudden, it was an answering service.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, the number didn't work anymore.
Yeah, he didn't even have an answering service.
No, that number was long gone. He said I had given that to too many DJs, and they're getting drunk too often and calling me. It's one thing I managed not to do is to abusing the phone numbers when I was drunk. But Axel loved it. Oh, he would call everyone in his phone.
Oh, God. No, but Scott's his long nightmare is over. I guess Brady finally got back to him. He got the right number.
Oh, thank God.
It was a big relief for him.
Listen, they've got a big relationship.
Zoe offered something up to Brady that I don't think Brady ever took him up on. Just quickly here, like, hey, you want to come in the booth, or we'll call games together, just fake, like watching, and as a color analyst, I can. I'm not, and Zoe, it's like, I'm not good at it, I stink, but I can show you a couple of tricks that people taught me, and I don't know that Brady ever took him up on that. That would have been a good idea on Brady's part.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, as much in booth experience as you can get, like from someone who does it and has done it for a long time.
Sitting down and watching a game with somebody who's already doing the job that you're going to do, and
I just want the audio of that. That's what I would like.
Here's where you grunt. Here's where you go, ah!
That's right.
It'd be a little different tact being Scott calling Patriot games for Patriot fans. And if Brady behaved that way in the national booth, I have a feeling some people would think he had a rooting interest in one of the teams.
Which we now know he doesn't.
Well, he's done his very best to put that era of life behind
not
him.
Rooting for anyone.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he owns one of them, but listen, he don't want him to win. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, if you've been... a few times about affectations, people adopting personalities or interests that just to seemingly go along with a wave of people in their same circumstances doing it. And one of these things is jujitsu.
Mm-hmm.
There was not seemingly, there was a huge wave where like all these comedians were super into jujitsu and all these actors were really into jujitsu. And I said, there's a thing on YouTube that I enjoyed. I don't know if they still do it, but it was pretty simple. A celebrity would sit at a desk and they would have items that mean a lot to them. So, like, it would be like a notebook.
I remember.
It would be like a notebook or like, whatever. Like, I like these cufflinks or I like this watch. And it's interesting to see what people value. And Jonah Hill was on. And Jonah Hill's a very good actor. He's a brilliant actor. But he said, my gi. I can't live without my gi. And I thought, isn't it enough that you're a talented, famous actor, rich, talented, famous actor? Now you got to be into jujitsu. It's like Elon Musk and Zuckerberg were like play fighting how they were going to get together and jujitsu each other up. At what point do you go, maybe I'm not going to do jujitsu? That's not what I want to do. So anyway, another thing that annoys me is the Smartless podcast. I've never heard it, but I do know this. It's an innovative podcast format where they interview people for an hour or so. So it's like every other podcast that's just a straight long-form interview. And it seemingly people just circle through these podcasts. And Jonah Hill was on Smartless. Now, Smartless, lest you not know, has Jason Bateman from Teen Wolf, Will Arnett from BoJack Horseman, and the gay guy from Will and Grace, the actual gay guy, not the one that's just playing a gay guy, like the real gay guy, the fun gay one, not the fastidious gay one. So they're all apparently friends in real life.
Mm-hmm.
They get together and they shoot the bull.
They spring a guest. One of them is tasked in each episode with getting the guest,
which is mystery guest.
And then they come on, and you can hear them sometimes furiously Googling this person's IMDb.
And not to be confused with the Tig Nogaro's, where she interviews someone a famous person that she doesn't know, even when faced with them. Not to be confused with the Howard Stern mystery guest.
Yeah, and
not to be confused with anything that you might have seen before.
And not to be confused with now that you mentioned Tig, just any group of comedians or performers who I only wish were as funny as they think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And it's a little bit of a shame because there's guys that are like really good stand-ups that are just so oversaturated with podcast crap that they're not nearly as funny in that format. Like if I went out and did stand-up comedy, which I think is the hardest of all the arts to do, just you and a microphone with like rehearsed material, it's impossible. There's no way I could do it. But just saying that, it's like the same thing of being a broadcaster. Like it's a different skill set than being a stand-up comic.
Do you know what I'm saying though? There's two that always come to mind. Tig Notaro. I think.
Okay, you're probably right. Yeah.
Okay. Who I like, right? And David Cross, who I like. I just wish they were as funny as their fans think they are.
Yeah.
You listen to a Tig stand-up set, these people are losing urine at anything she utters. I'm like, hey, you're not talking about Richard Pryor in his prime. You're talking about someone doing some thoughtful stand-up and doing a show. Make them earn it a little bit. Just because you love her or just because you love David Cross doesn't mean everything he says is the gospel according to the humor Bible. It's fine.
A lot of it is applause comedy, which is like an agreeing more than it is a laughter.
They're just agreeing to the point where it's like, oh my God, I love her so much. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to applaud.
I would argue that a lot of Trevor Noah's comedy is applause comedy.
Yes.
That it's not so much.
I think those are two different things. I don't know that Tig or David Cross do a lot of things just to get the applause break.
To be honest with you, I don't know anything. I just know that woman does the podcast where she doesn't know the guest, which is kind of interesting because she's right in front of them, and that's all I know.
That I would
her.
listen to.
I don't think it's basically 30 seconds of like the uncomfortableness of. I don't think it's anything you need to listen to.
Okay, I'm not going to listen to it.
It's more like in a short form video when you're killing your brain scrolling. This is what it is. But Jonah Hill.
Okay, so Jonah Hill comes out, and this is a live. I believe this was a live Smartless. Okay, so this thing is so popular now. They take it on the road. They do it in front of big audiences.
No, you're going to be in the same room as Jason Bateman. All right, so
I like Jason Bateman.
Of course you do. He's brilliant. On Silver Spoons, he would steal the show. He was interested in the woman for Battlestar Galactica. He would be very flirtatious with her, even though he was a child and she was a woman.
I like how OCD crazy he is. Like it's probably not funny how OCD he is.
I don't know anything about his personal life. I just know Teen Wolf 2, that he was a boxer instead of a basketball player. All right, so here we go. Jonah Hill on Smartless.
What are the other things that when we think of Jonah Hill, instead of work and family, what is the thing that's like, oh, you know what, in skateboarding, what is the other thing that we're like, what? I didn't know that you absolutely love.
Super great question, because I would be hobbies are a huge part of my life and happiness as well. So I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love, except my body is begging me to not love it. 42 isn't, my wife is often like, you're not going to become like a professional fighter. You know that, right? Like you're a comedian. Like,
but let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If we got into it,
I would you up.
You'd right?
I would all
but
three
truly,
of you up. Yeah.
Right?
And that's the best part. My favorite thing is people are like, oh, Jonah Hill, fat guy from Superbad. And I'm like, I would annihilate you, dude.
Yeah. A lot of repressed anger. a lot of unhappiness there. A lot to unpack. A lot of, like, I was the fat kid in Superbad, and I'm not that fat kid anymore. I'm a 40.
You up.
Right? I'm a 42-year-old little guy that has trained in the art of jiu-jitsu, like Royce Gracie.
Isn't he walking into like the most obvious traps? Somebody who gets a little bit of training in some type of martial art, and all of a sudden they think they're good at it. That's the most obvious pitfall for anybody studying this stuff.
You know who fights is the weirdo kid from Transformers. And you know what he does? Doesn't work and is in jail all the time. He's a little guy that gets wasted and fights. Who's Jonah Hill going to fight? 42-year-old billionaire Jonah Hill. Everyone knows his face. Who's he fighting? What is all this work for? You know what it's for? I'm not that fat kid from Superbad anymore. That's what it is. You know what he could have done? Therapy. Could have worked some things out in his brain rather than rolling around on a mat all day thinking he can beat everyone up. To what end? Who's he fighting? Who is he fighting? What?
Other people in the dojo. So now he was nothing when he came in, and now he's dominating the dojo.
That's right. He trains with only the best.
Got that nifty gi with the belt tied just right. You know, spotless the gi.
See, and that's the thing that it all comes down to. It all comes down to, like, I have the knowledge that I could beat you up. And to my point is, you will never be put in that situation. You'll never know.
Well, that's number one. So it's unless somebody decides to challenge him one night, you know, when he's out in a bar in Hollywood.
What's he going to fight the guy?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Do you know what you can't be 42 and rich and famous and be fighting people. It's not going to happen.
But that's just it.
You know the kid from Transformers I'm talking about, right? He was the Disney actor from Even Stevens.
No, I don't know.
One of you guys back there do something. What? Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, okay. I know Shia LaBeouf.
Say Shia LaBeouf instead of the guy from the Even Steven.
If you had only said the greatest game ever played, he would have known instantly.
Well, no, because I was talking to Ryan and Nick because they both had this look on their face like they knew what I was talking about, but it's too much for them to turn the microphones on. You know Even Steven,
but you don't know Shia LaBeouf. You freaking kook.
Channel 5 News, what's up?
Yeah. He's insane. Now, he fights. Now he gets in fights.
Yeah.
He might be 5'2", $120, but he'll fight anyone. But
Andy Dick gets in fights.
Andy Dick freebases cocaine and gets in fights.
Because he's crazy.
Right. So if you, Jonah Hill, want to start fighting, I introduce you to Andy Dick, which is a great point, and Shia LaBeouf. Those are two guys that fight.
Because they're nuts.
And they have huge drug problems, and they put themselves in situations where they fight. Like, this notion, too, like I've been in my teens and 20s was in fights. I got my ass kicked constantly. It's no measure of my toughness. Like, getting in fights is you're insane.
This freaking fantasy, though, that he would or could, and just at the end of it is, no, you couldn't, because somebody out there, like, probably in the same class is so much better than you and would destroy you. And maybe, how about this? Someone who knows nothing about jiu-jitsu in a street fight.
Yeah.
Would absolutely stomp you.
Well, now with the advantage, now it's easy to describe, is that with the advantage of social media, you can see plenty, unless they're fake, you can see plenty of bar fights. They're 5 seconds long. It's basically, you'll see a guy and you'll go like, wow, he's kicking the crap out of this guy, and the guy's moving backwards, and then he'll throw a haymaker that hits the guy in the temple and knocks him out.
Yeah.
We had a guy on the BCN show. There was this book called Fight. He was this normal guy. He hit a guy in Manhattan. The guy fell back, hit his head on a car. He went to jail for manslaughter. Killed the guy.
But that,
the idea that I'm sure if he got his hands on whatever, man, fine, he could beat everyone up. I mean, it's not even. It's kind of like not even the point. The point is, what now? So you're not. He even says it. I'm not the fat kid from Superbad anymore. All right. So all this jiu-jitsu stuff is just so you can not be the fat kid. You're already not the fat kid from Superbad anymore. You lost weight.
Yeah.
You got a big beard. You made early 90s, which my children enjoy.
I'm not kidding.
Every fight,
try it. If you see me, try it, dude.
Every fight ends up on the ground.
Bring it. Who's got it?
No, not every fight ends up on the ground. No. That's not true. How about this? But Jonah Hill gets in a bar fight. The guy picks up a butter knife and stabs him in the eye. What's to say he doesn't do that? Jonah Hill gets in a bar fight. The guy just clenches his nuts and squeezes them as hard as he can and won't let go. Jonah Hill gets in a bar fight. The guy takes his thumb. Jonah Hill gets him in a lot. The guy gets his arm free. He puts his thumb in his eye socket and pushes as hard as he can. Like, this isn't a place with a referee. Jonah Hill gets a bar fight. A guy stabs him. Jonah Hill gets in a bar fight. He wins the fight. He walks outside. The guy shoots him in the head. Jonah Hill gets in a bar fight. He wins. He walks outside. The guy's friend runs him over with his car. Like, I mean, this fantasy land where, like, you're rolling around and, like, winning all these fights. You know how you win a bar fight? Being insane and willing to go to jail. I will kill you. I would rather die or go to jail for life than lose this fight. I will pick up a chair. I will pick up a table. I'll pick up anything around here. I'll pick
up a bottle.
I've been hit with a bottle. Did
you win that fight?
The fight was he hit me with the bottle and then he ran. He came up from behind me and hit me with a bottle.
So that's a no decision.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could have beat me up if he wanted to, but he was a psycho that hit me with a bottle. I don't even know who it was. The mistake was the girl said, "Tell this guy that I'm your girlfriend."
Oh.
Brilliant, because you're for sure going to get laid, too.
Unless you are way bigger than me,
I have like
around and find out.
I have also, a little bit of
unless you're way bigger than you, so everybody. So I'm way bigger than Jonah Hill. So great. Unless you're way big, well, that's a bit of a caveat. So if you're in my weight class, I could beat you up. It's just the need for this is just insane to me.
And also surfing. But then your kids take all that, it was all that stuff like pandemic, no life, selfish, have no family, no wife. But then, kids, it's your life.
For sure.
There is not a free moment. Like, I ask permission now to go do my hobbies, because if the kids need me.
Right.
But then you got to fill your own cup. That's why I call guys with Jason to be like, how do you balance this? Right. You know?
Yeah, it's got to be tough to, be such a master at jiu-jitsu and take care of kids at the same time. I mean, you can't really get the mat time in. That's a big issue. Billy's got to go to Little League, but I got a big wrestling match lined up.
The dojo's only open till 9.
That's the great thing about having the confidence that he has. He knows deep down he'll never have to use any of that stuff. He'll never challenge anyone to a fight, so he's supremely confident that he can beat everybody.
How many flag football games do you think he's shown up to in a gi, straight from the gym, straight from a workout? Our friend Dan from Newton. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Freddie. First thing about jiu-jitsu is you don't threaten to fight people, but I will set that aside. You want to fight?
Nah, I don't want to fight.
Bet you don't.
Nope. No, thank you.
I have a secret fantasy of wanting to get into a fight. And
here's
Sean Hayes.
No. Well, I mean, no. Secret fantasy, go get in a fight. Run out of your car and scream at someone. Get cuffed and go to jail.
Because I've never been into
It's not a fantasy. I feel really bad for the other guy.
Sean just likes the ground and pound situation.
It's a gay humor. They're giving him the business for being gay.
Yeah.
Homophobic, really. Sean, you don't have to take that.
By the way, I'm being funny, by the way. I would f*** you up, but I am being funny also.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
You like jiu-jitsu. I'm going to start a new one called Ground and Pound. Yeah.
He's leaning into the gay stuff.
I'm going to teach it.
Groundandpound.com is not what you think it is.
Get it now. No, I've never been in a fight, and I've always been like, that has to feel like...
But, dude, acting, and, I hadn't acted in a long time, and now I'm out there maybe going to take a role and, start acting for other people.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to act.
Did he put that up? Did Jonah Hill put that up?
No, that was from Taekwondo Nation.
Oh, okay.
The play fighting going on in that is he's basically wrestling a mannequin. The guy's just leaning into the stuff. Whatever. Maybe Jonah Hill's the toughest guy in the history of the world. But the point is, obviously it's just so you can say it, right? Mm-hmm. I know jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
Learn to play the trumpet. Give the world the gift of art. Build a playground with your jiu-jitsu. I could beat all you up, Jason Bateman and Will Arnett.
Wow. Great Jonah Hill email that just came in. We'll get to it during the email segment. You're going to love it, Fred.
Oh, good. Because it's what's funny is he's really talented, but the psychic pain that he's under, really something to behold. Ugh. All right. Play pickleball.
Great idea.
You got to do jiu-jitsu. And you got to pay someone to wrestle around with you and let you win. Oh, I train with this black belt. Oh, great. So he just lets you do whatever you want?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mark Zuckerberg. You're doing the same thing that Zuckerberg and Musk do. Cool.
It's a John DuPont Foxcatcher situation.
Leading into the gay stuff. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with Christopher Price.
Toucher and Hardy, those scamps. They'll be right back.
Toucher and Hardy, the NFL season gets underway, the preseason on Thursday. The Hall of Fame game, which I'm still mesmerized that Nathaniel Hackett is the offensive coordinator for one of those two teams. The Arizona Cardinals have hired Nathaniel Hackett to lead Jacoby Brissett, who is resting, as is Gardner Minshew. They are both resting, and Carson Beck will get the vast majority of snaps on Thursday night. So if you haven't seen Carson Beck in their 17 years of college football, you can introduce yourself to him in a Cardinals uniform. Christopher Price's attention is elsewhere. He's the Patriots beat writer for the Boston Globe. Christopher Price, hello, sir.
Hello, Fred. How you doing this morning?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. How is training camp going so far? They put the pads on. Is everything running like clockwork? What are you seeing over there?
Yeah, I think it's relatively uneventful, at least to this point. I know that there's still personnel questions about Christian Gonzalez moving forward and, the acclamation of the rookies, Caleb Lomu and Gabe Akis particularly. Gabe Akis was out there again yesterday. They're kind of slow playing it there with him, which I think makes the most sense. But look, in terms of what's going on the field, I think they're hitting every single marker here along the way. The next real test for this team is going to be the joint practices in the preseason game next week against the Colts.
Okay, so Lomu apparently very bad, Christopher Price. Your thoughts?
I wouldn't call him very bad. I wouldn't call him bad. They're trying to do a few different things with him. I know that over the course of the summer so far, we've seen him line up in that jumbo tight end package. We've seen him line up at right tackle. Mike Vrabel also talked a little bit yesterday about the guard depth, and they may move him inside to guard if he's needed there. So I wouldn't call him bad at this point. I just kind of, really, I'm looking for guys who are, once the pads go on for an extended period of time, the offensive line, you can't judge, at least in my experience, you can't judge wholesale offensive line play, really make a broad declarative statement until the first preseason game. So I'm going to kind of hold off on saying good or bad right now with Lomu.
Okay, why all this mystery over the Akis injury? It's very odd. Have you ever seen anything like this in all your years of reporting?
No.
A rookie with all this intrigue and mystery around them?
No. I think that with him, it's really difficult to tell because he keeps his circle really close. Like you're not going to get a lot of sourced material out of his agent or his trainer or people around him. And so I think he's very, very smart in that regard. But yeah, there's a lot of intrigue there. I will say this, that he is already running with the reasonable facsimile of the number 2 defense. And so he's ahead of guys who were here last year, like Braden Swinson. If you can get him up to speed by week 1, I think he has a chance to have a real impact on this team in 2026. But I agree with you. I've never seen a situation like this involving a rookie. The level of injury, the health issues that he had, at some point over the course of the spring and the summer, he was just, it reminded me a little bit of the Belichick era, where he was just, look, he's been on the program for a long time. He's not going to say anything. He's looking forward.
The other part of this camp that I'm very interested in is how the offense is going to look, Chris. And it seems like they want to go up tempo. That's what I keep hearing from you and other people who cover this team. This team wants really quick pace to the offense this year.
Yeah, one of the interesting things, John, is that they will be repping, the number 1 offense against the number 1 defense. And the offense will hit a big play, and they'll rush back up to the line again. And we didn't see that. We haven't seen that here over the last couple of years. And so that, I think it's a reasonable level of expectation to say, look, we want to play faster this year. We want to play with a little bit of tempo. We want to be able to catch some teams off guard. You have to have a level of familiarity with the rest of the guys on the offense if you're going to do that. And I think they're starting to develop that. I don't know if they're in that place quite yet with some of the new receivers, Dobbs and Brown. They're still kind of figuring things out, at least at this point. But that's the goal this season, is to play faster, is to play with tempo, and to really kind of light a fire under Drake May and the rest of the offense.
And how much of that, too, is, I guess, co-signing on Drake May and what he did last year, giving him a little more authority and having the confidence in him to run an up-tempo offense.
Yeah, and look, it all starts with him. This is a quarterback-driven league. It all starts with the quarterback, and you're not going to do any of that unless Drake May is comfortable with it. And it's clear that this year, at least through the first 2 weeks of practices, he's a lot more comfortable with where he is in the offense, learning from Josh McDaniels, kind of building that chemistry with the new receivers. But the skill position guys, there's a lot of carryover there, especially in the running game. Henderson, Stevenson, Hunter Henry. It's just a matter of getting the new guys, including the rookies, to be able to kind of come along for the ride.
Is it more? It seems like this summer there are more of Vrabel's load management guys than there were last year. Last year it was Harold Landry. Both parties understood what Landry was there for. He got a lot of time off. It just seems like the last week you've had a lot of guys sit out for load management.
Yeah, and I think Mike is kind of setting the table for later in the year. I talked about this a little bit earlier in the week, that what he said when he came out the other day and said, look, we're going to be working through some of these guys. Every guy is on their own program. Every guy is on a different program. No one's going to have the exact same preparation process. In my mind, that sets the table for, in November, say A.J. Brown misses a practice and we all kind of collectively freak out because, you miss practice on Thursday. Chances are good you're not playing the game on Sunday. It's going to be different for different guys. A.J. Brown, Morgan Moses, Harold Landry, a lot of these older guys, they're not necessarily going to have the same practice schedule as maybe some of the younger guys. And I think that's one of the things that we're all going to kind of have to collectively get used to, both fans and in the media, that the traditional rules, when you look at the injury report, are maybe not necessarily going to apply to this team because, again, you miss a practice on Thursday or Friday, chances are good you're not playing in the game. I think that's going to be different this year.
Okay. Christopher Gasper in the Globe wrote an interesting piece about the strategy of, with the quarterbacks making so much money and devouring so much of the cap. He uses example like the Seahawks of a team, maybe not paying as much for a quarterback and spreading that money around. Do you see that as a way teams are going to function in the future? How do you read that? Obviously the Patriots are going to give May the most money ever given to a quarterback, but is there a downside to doing that at all?
I think there is a downside to doing that. Again, this is a quarterback-driven league. And, I thought what Sam Darnold did last year was special, was extraordinary, but they almost won that Super Bowl in spite of Sam Darnold, over the course of the year. So you have to have a very specific set of guidelines from a team building perspective. If you're going to go about doing that, you have to hit on a lot of different things outside the quarterback. You can have kind of that game manager, the Sam Darnold type at the position, but you have to overspend at some other positions. You have to win with defense. You have to win with the ground game, guys like Kenneth Walker. You have to have wide receivers like JSN, and you have to have a defense like that if you're going to be able to do that. So it sounds good in theory, but being able to execute that, I think, is a real challenge that I don't think a lot of NFL front offices are capable of, at least at this point.
Yeah, because he gives the example of Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, obviously not elite quarterbacks. But we'll see where Darnold ends up. Darnold's pretty good. Yeah. Maybe a little underrated. Christopher Price, read him in the Boston Globe as we get ready for next week's preseason game. And finally, we can get Sundays going again, where you don't have to feel like a loser by not going out. You can stay home and you don't feel like such a loser because you're doing something. You're actively watching TV.
Why don't you do a load of laundry? You got stuff to do.
Oh, I'm the sole housekeeper. Oh, yeah. I got a lot to do. I'm all over the place.
Well, you're no loser.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Christopher Price, you could have said it before him.
Yeah, tell Fred he's not a loser.
You're not a loser, Fred. You're not. And hey, look, don't lose faith in Caleb Lumo. I think he's going to be better than you think.
I just want him to play left tackle so it proves all you guys wrong. That's all I want.
That's why he's rooting for him.
You're not so bad about it, but there's guys starting to pop out going that what's his face wasn't that bad in the Super Bowl, and you're like, okay.
Well, Campbell,
you've watched too much. You've watched a little bit too much film. The
knee with Will was a problem.
That's fair. Now that's fair.
The knee was a problem.
That's fair. But I've literally talked to people that said they've watched the film and he wasn't as bad in the Super Bowl as you may think. And then that is that's you maybe look at the film 2 less times the next time you're analyzing a game. All right, Christopher Price, thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
All right, take it easy. There you go. Matthew Slider joining the BC High football staff.
I saw that.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Huddle up. Golly gee.
First things first. Everybody got their homework done?
The traffic getting here was really hard.
The best is he was hanging out in like the lobby of the old building in Brighton, and I saw him. He's like, I'm like, oh hey, I'm Freddie. He goes, yeah, I know who you are. You're the guy who makes fun of me. It's like my wife was telling me about you.
Oh no!
And like he had like sort of a smile, but not like a huge smile.
My allergies start acting up a little bit.
He talks like that. I mean, he does. He talks like the Jerry Lewis professor on The Simpsons.
Reminds me of the time at an event where Brady was there, and I was there with Zoe, and he and I go up to Brady, and he goes, "Hey, Dom, what's up? This is Hardy. He's the one who always makes fun of your wife." Great.
Scott with the human shield.
Thanks, Scott.
Just throwing you a human shield in front of him.
He is something else, man.
Boy, does he really wants to be friends with Brady.
He really wants to throw anyone else under the bus.
Well, that's what he was doing. He was using you as a human shield.
Yeah.
Right.
But he didn't need to be shielded at that moment. That was just purely him.
Oh, it's preemptive. Like just in case Brady had heard something that rubbed him the wrong way, here is the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been the sacrificial lamb many times in my career. Oh, holy moly. I know how that feels, Hardy. Don't I can relate. Oh, I've taken the heat, baby. Makes you stronger. It's like jujitsu for the mind. In jujitsu, right? And jiu-jitsu is the chest of all wrestling mat games.
Like around and find out.
I think push hands might be cooler than jiu-jitsu at this point.
If you see me, try it, dude.
Oh. Spoken like a real gang guy.
Yeah. You ever watch Olympic jiu-jitsu? You just kind of flip it around, and all of a sudden there it is at like 2 p.m. because there are no other events.
He should go up in. He lives in L.A. He should go to like Crenshaw or something and see the guys wearing red or blue and ask them if they want to wrestle and see how that goes.
If you see me, try it, dude.
Yeah, there's a very, very small circle of people you're talking about in the world.
Show me the pistol whip defense.
And as a guy who's been pistol whipped, I can tell you it's not enjoyable.
It's tough to defend.
As Hardy as I said, the guys that are celebrity that fight are Andy Dick and Shia LaBeouf because they're huge drug addicts and they get their asses kicked all the time. And the guy that wins a bar fight is the crazy one. Really, it's all conversation if someone is willing to go to jail. There's not a whole lot you can do. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
hour and three. We may not take a call today.
The Sports.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Breaking news coming from Adam 12, and you might say, what breaking news could you be talking about? Well, Bill Belichick is vacationing in Europe, and it appears that he has gotten a new accoutrement to his lifestyle, and that is that of a nipple ring. There's a photo of him, and now Belichick is very busty, so you'll have to understand that there's a lot of pressure coming out on his polo shirt. His D's are, his juicy melon D's are pushing very aggressively against his tucked-in polo shirt. He's wearing shorts and a tucked-in polo shirt. He loves it because that's what one does when they travel the continent. And he is with Jordan Hudson, and they look like a couple that are having sex. Absolutely. He looking every bit of his age, and her looking every bit of her age. Time ravaging the two of them at its own pace. And it does appear with a close-up. I'm going to try to get this on Instagram with all credit to the people that put it up there. I will tell you. What are your feelings?
Okay. So you kind of ruined it for me when you first saw it, Fred, and you gave an alternative explanation for it. All I can see is the outline of a barbell nipple ring. Yeah, that's all I can see, and I don't want it to be anything else. I can't think of anything else it would be. Now, you had an explanation.
Okay, so I put it up at Fred Toucher on Instagram, so you can look at it. If Football Crave is the original source, but it's Twitter, and I refuse to participate on Twitter, much to the consternation of everyone around me, which I understand. But Bill Belichick is a Patriot. Nothing if not a Patriot. Not the team Patriot, but a Patriot in support of his United States of America. After all, he cosplays as a naval cadet, which he could have easily been. He loves the Navy, but he never enlisted. He is a fan of wearing lapel pins, be it an American flag, something of some sort of Manzier company.
Unless Robert Kraft gives him a pin, and then he wears it like.
Then he wears it very low on him. But Bill Belichick is a man who will wear a pin. But is it a pin? I don't know. It does look like a barbell nipple ring or nipple piercing, which it's strange that we're saying this, but couldn't you see Bill Belichick out at night with Jordan, and Jordan's like, Bill, like, you know what would be really hot is if you took one of those milky jugs of yours that aren't doing anyone good because they're not making milk, even though they would feed quite a big family. Why don't you take one of those juicy boobs and stick a pin right through it? And he's like, sweet pain? And she's like, yes, it would be very painful. And he's like, enough pain where I'd feel I'd be getting what I deserve? And she go, yes, Bill, yes. You're a real piece of crap. And this will be your marking to know it for the rest of your life.
And also, it's expensive.
Yeah. We're going to get like a diamond brooch and just stick it in there from the Estelle Getty estate. We're going to use some costume jewelry on the set of the Golden Girls and just stick it through your nipple. And then while you're at it, get a Prince Albert.
Well, the Prince Albert is immediately where my head went to because that's pleasurable for both of them.
But do you think, how could you please a woman without one? But the idea that Bill Belichick, would you put it past him that he would get his nipple pierced at the request of Jordan Hudson?
No.
Or I choose to believe that scenario is 100% right.
And would it be ridiculous to then take the leap of faith that says that he enjoys pain? Why? Because he's such an aggro, perfectionist. And, has such a way of doing things that maybe his only release is to take a little abuse That doesn't seem too far of a stretch. So maybe this nipple ring is part of a whole humiliation/pain dominatrix situation. I can only assume.
All these years of inflicting pain, making other athletes suffer. Sure.
Like the only way I can get my kicks now is if the roles are reversed. I'm so used to being in charge and I have to be in charge of everything that the only way that I can enjoy myself physically is if I am dominated and in some way had pain inflicted on me. Do you think she puts him over her lap and slaps his big bottom? Do you think that maybe that she has electrodes hooked up to that nipple ring and she can shock him at a distance? So if I'm North Carolina, do I do an investigation? Is Bill being told what to do via sonic nipple pain? Because I told you Fat Mike from NoFX used to wear stuff on his genitalia and nipples, and his dominatrix wife would be backstage sending unexpected electric shocks through
during
them
the show.
Performances. That from his mouth, he has said as much. He's very into S&M. It can be done.
I think there is something to it. There's, plenty of examples, at least in popular culture, of powerful men, and in their secret lives want to be dominated. They're trying to seek some balance in their life after asserting their power over people all day long. And then they get it on the other end when they get home.
All right, well, let's just say it's already a sensation and at Fred Dutcher. That's why I was so distracted. I had to give people, because I don't know how to put Football Crave up there. I give them all the credit. But you can see it for yourself. Thank you, Adam. Oh, if he has a nipple piercing.
That'll be fantastic.
A real piece of crap, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. Honey, I can't unless you really hurt me. Honey, that's going to be impossible unless you smack me around. I'm a bad guy. Treat me like the scum I am. That hurts. Oh! Oh! Now use the feather. Now that's enough. Use the feather. Tickle, then slap. Tickle, then slap.
Oh, safe word. Wells report. Wells report.
Daddy didn't love me. All right, very good. We'll be back in just a moment. Our astounding intern Cece talked to a member of the staff and did a brief interview. Plus, clearing a movie theater out without using words or hands. We will have all that for you in just a moment. All right. Well, it's been decided Bill Belichick has got a nipple piercing.
I don't know how you can not come to that conclusion based on photographic evidence.
If you want to see a picture of it, it's not my picture, but you can see it at Fred Toucher on Instagram. It's a whole, like, it's what you would, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a ring or a stud. It's like a metal bar that it was going right through his nipples. Something to make a statement. Something that when you take your shirt off, like, really, like, lets gravity do its thing. Maybe he felt like his breasts were too upright and that he needed them to fall more.
Big naturals.
Yeah, I'm looking to be a BBW.
Heavy in the hand.
Swinging udders, right? Yeah.
It's a good band.
I'm a real saggy housefrau. Put me in a house coat and hit me in the head. All right. Now, I was out on Monday, so I came back and I heard that you had our phenomenal intern, Cece, out. She was out at Patriots training camp. Now, take me through the genesis of this. What's going on?
Cece was, as you said, here on Monday, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to training camp tomorrow." I said, "Great." And I said, "Maybe you could do an interview, get something going." She said, "I'd be happy to. Who do you want?" We kicked it around the room a little bit and decided that instead of talking to a player, maybe there'd be a more interesting conversation to be had with a member of the staff here at 98.5 The Sports Hub. So Cece was more than willing to take on this assignment. And this person is a favorite of ours. He's a very interesting person. For years, he's been known as Scott Zolak's Get Back Guy. His official title is a producer of the Patriots game broadcast.
Site producer. He does Bruins, Patriots, sure.
Yeah, but he'll be in locker rooms, gathering sound, talking to players. But
if you see the 98.5 The Sports Hub mic flag, that's probably Capello holding the mic.
That's probably Mark Capello holding the microphone in front of a player in a locker room. But at the Patriots games, he sits in between Zoe and Bob Sosi. And he makes sure, they're controlling a couple of things, but really getting the live commercial copy to either Sosi or Zoe at the appropriate time, and also physically putting a hand on Zolak during a big play to remind him, not to speak over Bob Sosi's call. And then when it's okay for Zoe to talk, Capello will remove his hand, and that's Scott's physical signal, much like a hand being released from the scruff of a German Shepherd, that it's okay to release, release.
Right.
And then he can let go. But Capello is also an interesting person personally.
Yeah.
With his own beliefs.
Right.
And he's hardly alone.
No, because you would figure if, he doesn't make a fortune, but yet he has the political beliefs of a billionaire.
A multi-billionaire.
All right. So
CC is there, but under the guise of asking him some football questions, because Capello's been going to camps now for the decades, probably.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He's been down there a long time.
Is it okay if we use this for the radio?
Sure.
Did you hear that, Nick? Did you hear? Is it okay if we use this for the radio?
Pronounce that R.
Nick,
landed
correct
on it.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
For the radio.
For the radio.
Can we use this for the radio?
Yeah.
For the radio. Yeah.
He's not even.
I'm not even trying. That's just how I say it.
The radio.
Well, listen, I say interview, and it drives people insane.
Interview. Yeah.
I know how you're supposed to say it. I don't know why I don't. But now I'll never change.
Is it okay if we use this for the radio?
Sure.
Which player has impressed you the most so far at camp?
I see where this is going.
Capello's always one step ahead.
How is this possible?
Well, because he sniffs out the lamestream media better than anybody.
Oh, okay.
All right. Listen, if you don't think underneath that vest he's constantly wearing is the heart of an intellectual.
Please tell me she asked you about a sweater vest.
Where were you?
Please tell me.
Cece, can you come over to the microphone, please? Where was this taking place? Where did you do the interview?
This was in the Putman Club room outside of where they have Zolak and Bertrand.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh, all right.
Blue level.
I caught him. He was with Dennis. I caught him on the way to the bathroom, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect."
Oh,
okay.
Dennis and, and Capello going to the bathroom together.
Red level. Okay.
Yeah.
Which player has impressed you the most so far at camp?
I see where this is going. I would say Drake May.
Okay, do you have any concerns for the Pats going into the season?
Yes, their pass rush.
What's up with those Epstein files?
There's a curveball you didn't see coming there, big guy.
Now, why do you think he sniffed it out so early? Could he see your paper?
No, but I told them that you guys wanted me to ask him questions, so he kind of knew what was up.
Yeah, I think that he would probably be like, why the hell would they have her come out here to ask me football questions? Like, I'm sure that struck him as odd. Like, you know. And Cece has to tell him he's going to be on the radio because that's the legal thing. So if Cece was able to go up to him and just goes like, hey, like, I'm an intern at 98.5 The Sports Hub. I have some like questions about the business to ask you. And then, but you can't do that because you got to tell him that he's on the radio because it's a two-party consent state.
What's up with those Epstein files?
Plead the fifth. I plead the fifth, I guess. Well, they're out there. If you're actually paying attention to what's going on, they've actually.
If you're actually paying attention,
there we go. And did you hear that? He kind of turned Fauci against him. I plead the fifth. I guess
There was a little shot there. Yeah.
Well, Dennis told him to say, "I plead the fifth." So.
Oh, is that Dennis in the background?
Yeah, that's so. Don't give Capello credit for that.
All right.
No.
Well, they're out there. If you're actually paying attention to what's going on, they've actually released a lot of them. But since nobody wants to pay attention, then they're going to claim that they're not released, but they are released.
Now, what happened to the reflecting pool?
That was a bit of an algae type of thing that's going on there, and it's a work in progress. Let's leave it at that. Big time.
Where were you on January 6, 2021?
A complete scam.
Thank you.
What? A complete scam?
It didn't happen?
What?
Nothing happened?
You know what, Cece? You did a great job.
No,
you did
it was great.
Guys.
I would have appreciated, and here's a teachable moment, a follow-up. What was the scam?
It sounds like he walked off. Did he walk?
I was like, this just got real awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds like Capello like started walking away because he was, he didn't want to implicate himself. That's where he should have pled the fifth. Is when you asked him where he was in January 6th.
I guess.
That's when he should have, because listen, he's in no obligation to get himself in any trouble. All right. Well, thank you, Cece, for
Great
that.
job, Cece.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate it. The great Cece. And this happened as well, not related to the Patriots or the Epstein files. This is the new Spider-Man movie is out. Everyone loves the cartoon characters as they go mad on the screen. And something happened at one of the screenings.
A movie theater showing Spider-Man Brand New Day in Cartagena, Colombia, evacuated after somebody ripped the most heinous fart.
The most heinous fart.
Okay, this happened in Colombia, where very pure cocaine. Now, can that lead to flatulence?
Well, in my limited experience, a lot of times the cocaine was cut with baby laxative.
Oh.
So it would produce a lot of situations gastrointestinally or just intestinally. But just from the pure cocoa leaf? No, I wouldn't think so.
Because I was dating a girl one time, and we were out with this group of people, and there was one guy that had a girlfriend that was really, really hot. And the girl that I was with was in the bathroom while the girl that was really, really hot was in a stall pleading for cocaine so she could go to the bathroom.
Thinking that somehow cocaine did that. No, it's all the stuff they cut it with.
And the girl that I was with was brilliant. This is years ago. It was brilliant because she came out and immediately informed me of that, thereby getting rid of all the looks that the girl had.
Yeah.
She washed that whole dynamic off the table because she was aware that there was a strutting peacock of beauty and that, let's just cut it off right now. She's begging for Coke in a stall so she can take a dump.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I've now informed you of this. She's lost all her, been taken down several pegs.
Also, unless you're willing to sit in there for about 10 or 15 minutes, it's not immediate.
I guess she was just like, I need Coke. I can't crap.
So hot.
I don't remember anything, and I remember her boyfriend's name.
Oh, yeah.
And I also remember what came out about that. You know what the boyfriend found?
What's that?
He they were in an argument, and he went through her closet, and he found receipts for things that were worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out she was a prostitute.
Oh,
yes. In a very unconventional way, but she was having sex with older men for money. Because he was like, I don't recall her buying like a Versace purse for $15,000. Like he was finding like these receipts for things that were like outrageous. I mean, we were 24.
Right.
Like, and this girl was like buying stuff that was legit $15,000. Like, and he was like, I mean, it would be crazy now, but like it was like unfathomable. Like that, and she'd go out with stuff. Who knows? Like, you know, he doesn't know. Like, if she's like wearing shoes that are like, you know, $5,000, he doesn't. What the hell does he know?
Terrific.
Yeah, that's how that ended. Good too, because she was too hot. I didn't like her in the mix.
A movie theater showing Spider-Man Brand New Day in Cartagena, Colombia, evacuated after somebody ripped the most heinous fart. Here's what went down. Everyone was enjoying the movie.
How do you know? You're editorializing.
It's Cartagena, as we found out from Romancing the Stone.
Oh, is this
I don't know how she said it, but she didn't say it like, what's his name? What the hell's his name?
Danny DeVito?
No.
Michael
Kurt
Douglas.
Russell?
Michael Douglas.
Oh, Michael Douglas. That's right. Because Kathleen Turner in a slip gets very wet in there.
Yeah.
In that movie, Romancing the Stone, and you go, oh, well.
I had no idea.
You're very flat.
I know. No
Kathleen,
idea.
Peggy Sue not getting married.
I thought you were
Body Heat, Fred. That's the one.
I've never seen Body Heat.
Kathleen Turner and William Hurt. Body Heat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Is hot stuff?
Yes.
Seems
As I remember it, I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Real shadowy sex, like with lots of shadows.
That's
80s
correct.
Style.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, Griffin Dunn was offered the lead role in Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and he turned it down. He could have been James Spader.
Here's what went down. Everyone was enjoying the movie when someone released a villainous fart. Apparently, the odor was so bad, the audience cleared out of the theater. You even see Spider-Man himself, well, just a cosplayer, left the theater as well.
Oh, it wasn't the actual Spider-Man.
No.
Thank you for clarifying.
I mean, she has to keep her integrity. So is that something that's possible? Is it possible that you're...
I will say no.
I completely agree. Unless the person took a dump on the floor, then yeah, that would be like, I could see that being absolutely terrible. But there's no way that fart went through that room and lasted long enough for people to leave. Unless it was a planned thing where they were all going to do it. But the humiliation, I mean, that's tantamount to getting a big thing through your nipple like Belichick did. You know? Oh, boy. Oh, I've done it again. Oh, the stuff coming out of me is evil. Pierce something, Jordan. Pierce something on my body. Mark me as yours. Prod me. I'm just cattle to you.
You can see the people who evacuated in the hallway covering their faces and making some disgusted expressions, maybe.
You cover your face when there's a bad fart? I don't know what that's going to do. Seems like bad acting more than anything else. Like when NBA players plead for a foul and they put their palms in the air. It's like if you were in an acting class and you said, like, act outrage, and you went, "What are you doing?" They'd go, "All right." Like,
No,
that's not what
yeah.
people really do.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, tell me something smells really bad, and if you're like, "Oh," like, I don't think people really do that.
Guests were reportedly able to finish the film, but did not stay through the credits. I'm so curious what you guys would do in this situation.
Well, I'd stay through the credits. I got to know what happened and how they made the movie.
I'm going to find out who the best boy in the key grip were.
Yeah, like what am I going to watch? So I'm just going to just dismiss anyone that's not a superstar that was involved in the making of that film? I mean, I'm staying for the credits. I don't like that they raised the house lights. I mean, that's just so you can throw your stuff away.
Thank you. Finally.
As Hardy does. And now it sucks because every time I'm at the movies, I think of Hardy throwing all his stuff away.
Yeah, gathering things up.
Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. And he was also like, you should throw him out on a flight. And then I was specifically told you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to take your garbage with you. You're supposed to leave it on the plane, they say.
I've never heard that said.
I swear to God. I swear to God. And it happened this year, so I was of right mind.
Please leave all your trash. Please leave all your trash.
That's
Thank
exactly
you for
what
flying.
they said. The woman said, the flight attendant said, hey, due to turbulence, we're not going to have any more service, or we're not going to have any service. If you have any trash, please do not take it. Leave it in the front pocket of the seat in front of you, or leave it in the pocket of the seat in front of you.
Okay, so that is under the specific circumstances of there being turbulence and not having any service.
Right, but then they're instructing you, like, if we don't have the ability to take your trash,
okay, so
don't take it off the plane.
On every other flight, when they walk by and they say, here, we're taking trash
they want
right
you
now.
to throw things away,
Yeah.
but in the event that they come by at a place where you're not done or you still have trash, they want you to leave it in the front packet. And they actually did say, we have crews that come on to clean the plane.
Oh, okay. So have you ever been in a movie theater where they said, please take your trash or please leave your trash behind? Or do they specifically request otherwise? As long as you're such of a rule follower all of a sudden.
What's a follower?
A rule follower. Hold on, guys. All of a sudden, Mr. Oppositional Defiance Disorder is only doing what he's told by the flight staff. Why won't you give the people at the movie
do what
theater?
I'm told if it's easy.
At the movie theater, the same
when
respect.
did they ask you to throw your... Oh, yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, constantly. Take your trash, you stupid pig.
I'll take my trash when they stop showing actual ads, not trailers, after the start time of the movie. For instance,
You're making a connection that doesn't exist. They're showing ads that you don't like, so you're going to leave your trash behind.
Yes, because
that's not a cause
the
and
message
effect.
is lost on me because it's in a sea of BMW commercials.
I see.
I go to the Chestnut Hill movie theater where there's BMW ads. I don't go to the whatever Braintree hellhole that you go to where they're probably, I don't know, duck blinds or something.
I showed you the pictures in that place. I'm not sure it's really open. I think it's a rogue operation. They just figured out how to turn the projectors on, and they just kept the doors unlocked.
Hardy had the best visual evidence because he was like, this is a shady movie theater, and you're like, whatever. And then there's just boxes stacked up like it's an old card shop. There's just like cardboard boxes like littering stacked 5 feet high, just littering the hallways of this place.
There's weeds the size of arborvitaes growing up through the middle of the parking lot.
It's just one of those things that you probably like are a franchisee that owns like 1 million movie theaters and you just like let this one slip away. But you got to figure the day the guy shows up, he's just closing the thing down. He's like, oh, dear God, I still got this thing? Well, you've really let this go. Let's cut bait. Okay, that's good.
This page must have fallen out of the portfolio. I don't remember this property.
Yeah, you've done a great job camouflaging this place. All right, we will be back in just a moment with the award-winning email segment. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Our email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. All right, we did a Jonah Hill break on his being able to destroy anyone with his jiu-jitsu skills, and you said that you had an email that you wanted to read about that.
My wife is often like, you're not going to become like a professional fighter. You know that, right?
Mark says, Jonah Hill sucks on set with him. That is the subject line of the email. I was doing featured background on Wolf of Wall Street for 3 months. Basically, I was a suit assigned to be a non-speaking guy on Leo's team, but was always in the same spot with some scene responsibilities. Jonah Hill was a complete dick. There were multiple complaints from women on the set, and there were only about 20 because he would squeeze their butts and say and do inappropriate things and claim he was in character. He was personally a dick to me multiple times out of nowhere, just tapping me on the back and calling me a pussy or making me move from my seat. None of this was when the camera was rolling. He had a puke bucket during a scene when they had to eat sushi because he was so hungover. We got delayed countless times because he'd be late. And he committed a cardinal sin in acting. The part where he slaps the guy with the fish tank, he did that on the spot and didn't tell the guy first, which is such a BS thing to do. Every time he walked around, the vibe changed. I hate seeing him in anything. He's a Nepo baby because his daddy is a big money guy who forced a friendship with Dustin Hoffman kid upon each other, and Dustin gave Jonah his first role with no experience or class or anything. He's the worst of Hollywood. Don't want to take up too much time, but this guy sucks. I wish I could tell with more charisma at the moment. He emailed back just to say, let it be known, I am underplaying this story. I'm not making anything up. There's more to all these stories, and because of my role, I had to be near him a lot. I despise this dude. I have nothing to gain but sharing the joys of my experience with you guys. He was seriously the worst part of the work.
Wow. Well, that's all, of course, alleged. But the only time that I've ever talked to him, he wouldn't talk about anything except for the movie that he was doing, like one of those awkward things where it's an interview, but they only want to talk about the project that hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
So it's like a difficult thing to interview someone when you're talking about something that no one's seen, right? Like you kind of are talking to them as a person, and then they can, weave in the plugs while you're doing it. And he hung up. And so I hung up on him, and then he called back, but he was like cool when he called back, but he was probably just a kid. So that's my only experience with Jonah Hill, is he ended up like apologizing for like not talking about anything. Cause I just hung up. He was like when he's doing all these different interviews, like a junket, like he was just doing a telephone junket back when we used to get celebrities.
Like around and find out.
Yeah, that's his thing, is that he was telling the Smartless podcast guys that he wishes someone would try him because he's such a jiu-jitsu master now.
I would you up.
Right? And he says that people think I'm the fat kid from Superbad, but little do they know, like, I'm a big badass. And
I would annihilate you, dude.
And it just sounds like so much pain, so much internal pain, so much that he feels he has to make up for. I didn't realize that there was nepotism concerns. That would do it as well. Like this imposter syndrome. Like you didn't earn it.
Oh, it all plays in.
Oh, it all plays into it, baby.
Hey, guys, we just had the fart doctor on a few weeks ago, but with Hardy saying some cocaine is cut with baby laxative, and Hardy having dabbled with the booger sugar, perhaps he wears a fart monitor and we see the effects of coke farts. I know addiction is a son of a bitch, but it's for science, Hardy. Think of the children you'll be educating. Sincerely, Paul in Plymouth.
Don't do cocaine because the farts will be poor.
Right.
That would be the message here.
But if there was ever a reason, to slip out of sobriety,
right,
do it for science. All right, Paul. Take that into consideration.
Morning, John. Unfortunately, that Twitter page is notoriously fake. This from Ryan in Boston. They got Fred. Check it out. Even the bio says parody. Thanks.
I don't believe it's a photo. Well, first of all, no one got me. It's just a funny picture. But second of all, I don't think it's a Photoshop. If you really want my opinion, he was wearing a dumb pin, which is almost lamer than having a name tag. Like he was wearing like a name tag. That's what it is.
People of that age tend to go on tour groups where you have to wear a name tag.
Because, if you really, it's at Fred Toucher. It's obviously not a nipple piercing. It's just funny that they said that, but it looks like it was from a name tag that like was dragging because of the size of his left breast.
And by the way, not everything on that account, everything they post is a joke or is made up.
Well, that's a joke. The post is a joke. Look that he has a nipple ring. It's funny. That's the point of it. In fact, I think if I was to meet someone, I was thinking it was cooler that they had a nipple piercing than if they were walking around with a name tag on, or walking around with some kind of pin, which you reach some strata in life and you have to start wearing pins. Like you have to start wearing pins on TV and pins when you speak and pins when you go out. Everyone's wearing a pin. I don't own one pin. I don't have one pin in my entire house.
If Kraft eventually puts a statue of Belichick next to Brady, he should put in a special request to the sculptor to carve a subtle outline of a nipple ring through his hoodie. Also, Jordan will be cringe and obnoxious at the ceremony. Love, Brett.
The best thing is, since they don't get along, if he just had the statue and it was Bill lifting one of his breasts and licking his own nipple.
That was funny because of the look Hardy gave you after you said it.
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, feels good.
Hardy quickly reassembled himself, but the moment after you said it, I looked at Hardy's face. It's like, oh, come on.
Or him bent over with his boobs just hanging. Like you can see cleavage, like through his sweatshirt is like open.
That's right.
He loves it.
Oh, yeah.
The funny thing about that picture, too, isn't even really like where he had the pin or the nipple ring in quotations. It's the two of them in the wild. Like, it's just funny. Like, it's not a posed photo for Instagram. It's like just an old guy and a lady in Europe taking pictures. He's got a polo shirt, like, tucked into shorts with a belt. Like, every 24-year-old girl's walking around with some old guy with his polo. He looks like your dad's friend.
His Maui Jim's popped up on his the top of his cap.
He's as older than me.
He's dad boner.
He's as old to me as I am to her, and I'm middle-aged, decisively middle-aged. And the age difference between me and Bill is equal to the age difference with me and Jordan.
Correct.
And if I was with Jordan, my kids would disown me. Let alone if I'm an old man. You're dressed for golf and you're dressed 1,000 times cooler than Belichick is in that picture.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what I love about that? The fact that they brought up the Bill Belichick statue, because years ago, before any of this stuff went down, and Bill was still here, they were talking about like the whole, it was with Zoe and Beetle one day. It was probably Zoe pushing back more than Mark did at the time, but I think Beetle gave me a fair amount of pushback on this too, was the absolute lock that Belichick would have a statue at Gillette Stadium. I said, is it a lock? Brady's a lock. And even after he went to Tampa and won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, it was still a lock.
And by the way,
Brady was going to get the statue at Gillette Stadium. That's who gets the statue.
And I've heard from multiple people he didn't even want to come for that.
Oh, yeah. But he didn't even want to be there. He's still getting a statue. There will be a statue of Tom Brady. I said, will there be a statue of Bill Belichick? Do we know that? Oh, of course there will be. Of course there will be. How long? If you still think that's going to happen, how long before that happens?
Well, first of all, you're acting like, not you, but people who would be making that argument are acting like they just put statues of everyone who was great, like it's just like a retired number or something. Like, if you go to Ford Field, there's a statue of Barry Sanders, but there's not a statue of Calvin Johnson.
Right.
And there's not a statue of Bobby Lane, or maybe there even is. My point is that
it's a very special, unique thing, and you have to check all the boxes and meet all the criteria.
And Barry Sanders, when he got that statue, like he had left the Lions and left football, like kind of without getting them any notice in a very abrupt way that was embarrassing to the organization. Barry came back and he's at every game now. Like he is basically a professional Barry Sanders guy at the games.
Right. And if you don't check all the boxes, you have to be so far and away above and beyond the other criteria, which is, greatest quarterback to ever play. Barry Sanders, arguably the greatest running back to ever play.
But my point is he's also like part of the organization now. Like he came back, like they're like, we're building you a statue. And I'm sure there were conversations of like, hey, if you come back, we'll build a statue and we'll pay you to come to the games and da-da-da-da-da. And Barry Sanders is like, great.
Meanwhile, Bill is banning Patriots people from scouting his players.
You're under no obligation to build a statue. Like, you have to recognize that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach. You have to recognize that he gave you the 6 Super Bowls. You have to say that. You have to have some reverence towards the guy, but you're under absolutely no obligation to build a statue. And there's plenty of great players, as great as anyone, that don't have statues at the fields that they played in.
And that's the thing, Hardy. It's not that criteria has to be met. It has to everything to do with the relationship with the Kraft family. As long as the Kraft family owns the Patriots, Bill Belichick will not get a statue. It's not going to happen.
Let's put it this way. In 15 years, if you go to a Patriots game and there's no Bill Belichick statue, it's not going to be a topic of conversation. Like, by people walking into the stadium, like, where's the Oh, there's no Belichick statue. Like, no. It's kind of like, oh, wow, look at the Bobby Orr. How many great Bruins are there that don't have statues? I mean, there's how many great Celtics don't have statues?
You know what? That's interesting, though, John. Like, I find it more plausible that Robert and Bill would bury the hatchet and they put up a statue of Bill. You say, oh, enough time goes by. What? Enough time goes by to where Jonathan is running things? I think it's much less likely that Jonathan agrees to put
There's
up a
no
statue.
way.
There's
no way Jonathan is going to agree to that.
So if it doesn't happen while Robert is still around and running the team,
all right,
does it ever?
No.
Or does it play out to what you just said after the – and I don't – Kraft could own this team for generations.
I think that Robert Kraft is very prideful, much like Belichick is. I mean, he's run a very well-run business here. If what you say is true and it's going to have to be the old man instead of the kid, no offense, but there's a time limit here. It's
Wait a second, you're out of line.
Robert is what, 80?
I think the old man, but John can call someone else an old man.
It happens
he's
so
be really
rarely. Robert Kraft is how old now?
84. I think he's the same age as my parents. I think he's 84.
So there's a time limit. I don't think they're going to bury the hatchet anytime soon. It's not going to happen. Bill Belichick will not have a statue.
I mean, I can just put myself in the situation that Robert Kraft's in, and I'd be like, no, I'm not going to commission a statue and have this built for you. There's no reason for me to do it. Like, when they do one of the billion documentaries that are forced upon the world, I have to sit there and say the right things. But I don't under any obligation to commission a statue to be made in your honor. That's ridiculous. I mean, there's countless athletes and coaches that are very, very great. Hall of Famers, upper 1% of Hall of Famers that don't have statues in their honor outside of the Hall of Fame, which is more of a bust than it is a statue. All right, we'll be back. I don't even know who the Red Wings that have statues in that building are. I'm just thinking of buildings I've been to. Like, they're all weird. Like, I don't even, like,
Gordie Howe's got to have a statue.
I'm sure he does, but then it's probably like Sid Abel or something. Like, it's like some guy that you're like, what? Like, like Fedorov's never going to have a statue in there, I don't think. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub.
Wrap things up, Hardy. What would you like to go out with?
There was one more movie theater incident. Ryan, do you have that or do I have it?
I think you might have it.
Okay. This is at a screening of what was supposed to be Spider-Man 4. Fans sat down, and the movie starts playing. If you could turn me up there, please, Ryan.
Thank you. Honestly.
So Erica began grooming you the day that you met her.
It is an R-rated film. Is the film called BDSM? Is that the name of the movie?
There's a big discussion.
Listen again to the dialogue.
No.
Thank you. Honestly.
So Erica began grooming you the day that you met her.
Put Spider-Man on!
Put
Spider-Man on! Put Spider-Man on!
Manager comes out.
Yo! That's not even real! You know that! Yo! Send your manager here. We need that refund.
Yes,
they're already screaming for a refund.
Right. Yeah, even if you show Spider-Man, I want a refund.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Emotional trauma.
They're out the $12.
Yes.
Real quick, the movie is called I Want Your Sex.
Okay.
All right.
Do you know how long it took Nick from the inclination that he might have the answer for him to give that to you? It's a real spectacle over there because he's right in my line of sight. First of all, he's got to swing the mic over his head and figure out how he's going to accomplish that. And then you can see like a little glint in his eye that I know the answer to that. And so he swings the mic around and then he fidgets around and then he gets his phone out. And so only about 2 minutes from the inception of the idea to the execution on the air. Nicholas.
It stars Olivia Wilde, too.
Oh, it must be really dirty then.
Stars Olivia Wilde.
So it's a regular movie. It's not like someone put a porno on or some like weird snuff film. It's like
it's like a regular movie. Yeah.
Right. It's a movie that was playing in the theater, probably in another auditorium.
Yes.
Oh, well, I could see the outrage going on in the audience from the people that were confused that Spider-Man didn't play for 2 minutes.
What's the name of the movie?
I Want Your Sex.
I'm surprised you don't know about it, Fred. You're the one who's off seeing Young Washington. How do you not know about this other film?
I'm not out of town with my parents. And I wouldn't see I Want Your Sex with my daughter. So that pretty much...
Oh, it does appear to be like the BDSM type of movie.
But it's a Magnolia
James
Pictures,
Whips.
so it's like a real movie. Again, it's not like underground pornography or something. It's a movie with a producer and director and real stars, correct?
Johnny Knoxville, Margaret Cho.
Okay.
Well, so it's
Cooper
not,
Hoffman.
I mean, you might want your money back for other reasons. But, I mean, the outrage that Spider-Man didn't immediately play and there was a snafu is really something else. That seems more like, that's not like standing with ice cream in your hand for 15 minutes.
That's right. Can LeBron James those tickets?
You're not going to see that Spider-Man movie, are you?
My daughter wants to see the Spider-Man movie.
Is it a multiverse situation this time around?
Oh, yeah. It's all multiverse. Anything to keep everything going.
I won't do it.
Yeah.
It's not.
I was told it was. My
It's
kids
not.
are all over this.
Did you see it already, Nick?
I did, and it's much better than the last one.
I can't tell if he did or didn't based on the way he speaks.
He did.
Did you see it?
He saw it.
I saw it. I actually saw it the other day. It was English spoken, but it had Spanish subtitles because we had to bring the baby.
What?
And nobody. What? It was the only theater that didn't have any bookings. It was empty.
But what does the Spanish subtitles have to do with this?
Because it was a movie that people didn't want to go
They had to
see.
bring the baby.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got out of that too.
Well, the baby.
So you didn't want the baby to make noise and disrupt other people's enjoyment in the movie, so you looked for a movie that didn't have anyone in it, and that was the movie that didn't have anyone in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's very thoughtful.
That's very good, Fred. I wouldn't have gotten
See,
that.
Nick was actually doing a good thing,
Okay.
and you guys were giving him guff.
That's on me, Nick. I'm sorry.
It's because I can't understand him when he speaks.
Yeah, but he was doing something nice. He was looking out for
Yeah.
others,
Yep.
and the two of you treated that by blowing back. Listen, Hardy's got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm gone.
He's got to play golf with a certain golfer's stepdad. All right?
Hit him straight. Go get him.
And just, if he turns down the interview request, don't take it personally. He's bombarded with
If
press.
nothing else, you get a great round of golf out of it.
Signing off.
All right, there goes Hardy. He's out.
Yep.
I am. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Okay.
All right.
Show's over anyway.
It is over. Blank Cooper. If you were thinking of an actor.
Right.
All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.